And that's MBL, Leary, Hart, Vivi, Tim, Say My Name, and ACCM. So that's the top 10. You look further on down, Viper's at 14th. It just goes to show you hasn't been playing many 1v1s lately. I think Vivi has 3 accounts. Is this also Vivi? Oh, that's Tim. So Vivi has 2 accounts in the top 20. Tim has 2 accounts in the top 20. MBL has 2 accounts in the top 20. Just to show you how dominant they are. But yeah, here we are, folks. Game 1 between these players. And if Tatoh wins, I think if he wins this game, he gets 2.6k. And he is Mayans. And that'd be quite an achievement for Tatoh. I think only 4 or 5 players have hit 2.6k on the Boobly ladder before. Like Viper, MBL. Vivi was close. I don't know if Vivi hit it. Doubt hit it. It'd be pretty exciting to see that. So, top 20 is really like top 10 twice, lol. Well, kind of. I mean, Viper being 14th in the 1v1 ladder doesn't mean that he's 14th in the world, right? It's just how many ranked games you've been playing. Anyway, we have Vivi in the blue. Welcome everybody to an amazing 1v1. I can tell it's going to be good. He's playing as the Japanese. And then in the red we have Tatoh. And Tatoh is playing as the Mayans. As I was just saying, Tatoh is, I believe, 1 win away. I think he'll get around 12 points if he wins this. 1 win away from getting to 2.6k. Now, Tatoh just congratulated me on getting 2k and said great achievement. And this guy now is about to hit 2.6 if he wins this. Oh man, so disappointing. Only 600 points to go, guys. Only 600 points to go until I'm number 1 in the world. That's the jump. From 180th in the world to number 1, you gotta jump 600 points. RIP. So, to clarify for YouTube, this is not a best of 7 series or anything. I don't think there's any cash on the line for these games. These are just some regular rated games. So if I only upload 2 games, it could be because they only play 2 games. And yeah, it's not part of a tournament or anything. Tatoh has a nice wood line here. This is an awkward board placement, but as Mayans, you get loom at the start, and it's fine. He can walk right through the pond. This is the one situation where having a pond is nice, because you can get your boar. Otherwise, that would have sucked. He has a main gold and a secondary gold on the back, which I do like. What I don't like is the fact that he has his main stone forward, his secondary stone forward, and this massive hill. And if you know one thing about the Fat Dragon absolutely loves playing with map control. So he likes to go forward with towers, and they're really not that far away from one another. And Vivi has a very good civ to go forward with. And Tatoh just baiting that TC garrison for Vivi, so Vivi will have a little bit less resources. This is the wood line for Vivi. You can see his main stone is also somewhat forward. A nice gold placement, if you ask me, and he will have issues throughout this game as well, due to the hills and the openness on the front. I would expect Vivi, as Virgin Virgo says, I would expect Vivi to go forward here just because that's his style. I think when Vivi and Doubt played their show match, 6 out of 7 games were Vivi forward. That's just what he prefers to do, and he's very good at it. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Sib says, hey T90 official, yay, first time catching you live casting. Do you have any weekly timetable for your streams or something? Yes, look down below the stream. I have the schedule there. I have EST and the GMT times posted, and also there's a countdown to the next game, or the next stream, and that'll be tomorrow. In like 22 hours, I said it'll be backed and Doubt in a best of 7 with some cash on the line. Tatoh, nice guy. He's 1 win away from hitting 2.6, and he just gave Vivi his sheep. And they both say yes. Just acknowledging Tatoh's niceness, I guess. Civ-wise, Japanese are very good in early feudal, and even in castellates are quite versatile. I think that Vivi was considering collecting stone, and it wouldn't surprise me to see man-at-arms, and then towers. Japanese is one of the best man-at-arms tower civs. Mayans, of course, they have the archers to counter the man-at-arms, but archers take some time to get to. Is Vivi a male or female? Vivi is male. Vivi is male, but his, one of his images anyway, he changes it every other day. One of the images on his profile is that of a female, but it's not him. Tatoh's sending quite a few villagers over here. So he has 7 vills. Okay. So 4 plus 7, he's going pretty heavy on wood. This villager might just be building the barracks. Building the barracks late and not going to gold, Tatoh. So maybe he'll go right into ranges. I think he expects the forward. And sometimes the best counter to a forward is to go for 2 ranged skirmishers. Just mask the trash. Okay, he is going to gold as well. So I think it'll be skirms and archers for him. But it's important for Tatoh that he's more active with his Eagle Warrior. He needs to know this is coming. He might guess it, but he doesn't know exactly where Vivi is. Now, look at Vivi. He sees the stones. He comes forward. He palisades the straggler trees of the guy who gave him the sheep. And again, he plays off map control. So he knows, okay, if I take him off stone, he can't get the plumed archers later. And I can deny a lot of map space. And Tatoh, he does not see this. Okay, he must have scanned. He must expect that something's there and he's leaving this wood line. Good decision. So the quick walls from Tatoh now. That will save his berry villagers. Tatoh can build 1 tower. He's not collecting stone. Vivi is just now going to stone, so this tower will be all at the beginning. Ooh, Vivi running into the town center fire a bit. And we will force some repairs out of Tatoh. Oh, don't tell me his villager's stuck. Okay, he can repair it. Vivi's just gotten map control, but his economy is weaker. It always is when you go forward, as your villagers are not working. And Tatoh, he has a safe wood line here, and he's also walled this off. This is really smart from Tatoh, because Vivi would probably have looked for his next wood line, and Vivi would have wanted to place a tower there. Kumar says, T90, what is the point of the wall foundations near the TC? Is it meant to deny resources from those trees? Oh, so you can't do this with regular forest, so you couldn't do this in forest nothing or black forest or something. Oh, Vivi, he's trying to commit through here, and he's lost 1. He's lost pretty much 2 men-at-arms. Could be 3. Oh my goodness, what a throw. And the scout almost dying. Holy cow. And now Tatoh, he has nothing stopping him from rushing this. Oh, could this be the 2.6k victory for Tatoh? Look at that. What a throw from Vivi. Vivi lost a villager, 4 men-at-arms, and the scout. That is so unlike a player of this level. I think he realized he needed to do some damage, and he tried to sneak through. But Tatoh, wow, what a response there with the quick walls in towards the town center. And now this is very good for Tatoh. Very, very good for Tatoh. Vivi's still going to try and be stubborn, though, because Vivi is stubborn. So back to the trees here for a moment. So you see these straggler trees. Like, let's say Vivi, he didn't want these straggler trees to be here. He could place a palisade wall over it and then delete his foundation, and it would just disappear. So you can also do that to your opponents as well. It's kind of a BM thing, but it is smart because when you leave a lumber camp, sometimes you go to your stragglers, and that's what Tatoh was doing. Like these villas, for example, would be on closer trees. So Vivi, what he did was he placed palisades over Tatoh's stragglers, so Tatoh could not have them. It's something you see a lot in tournaments for obvious reasons, because it really hurts your opponent's ability to collect wood close to the TC. But in ranked games, I mean, let's just put it this way. I wouldn't do that to a guy who gave me my sheep, but all players have different opinions of bad manners. Okay, so here's what happens when you lose your forward. So normally when you go forward, the goal is to keep all the pressure at your opponent's base. Tatoh, he has had the ability to counter. So though Vivi's forward has died, he's still in an okay position, because he's built the tower to protect his wood and his berries here, and then he will soon build a tower at home to protect his stone. So this is quite a hard strategy to fight against, because there's no damage that Tatoh can dish out at Vivi's base, really. There's a couple vulnerable areas, but Vivi will have skirmishers now to counter the archers. So the good thing for Tatoh is he doesn't have to build any more defensive towers, because he wouldn't be able to anyway, but he still doesn't have access to his stones, and the vill count is actually dead even. So while Vivi's early advantage in military was thrown away, Tatoh's advantage in feudal age, if he can't accomplish anything with that, then there's not a lot in this game. Still quite close. Now the beautiful thing about having Mayans is you don't need to look towards the stone and the plumed archers. You could add some eagles to counter skirms. So that would almost force the Japanese player into a stable and knights. And this is probably a blacksmith, it is, but maybe we'll see that stable addition later on. Normally, what you would see is someone think about adding knights to counter the skirms, but there's no horses for Mayans, so it would be Eagle Warriors, which works just fine. And oh, look at this from Tatoh. He's paying so much attention. He picked off another Vivi villager. Vivi trying to sneak this tower up. You see, this tower would be so big because it would deny 2 farms, and you might not think it's a big deal, but it is a big deal. And I think the tower will go up because Tatoh already built this tower. The skirms are now arriving for Vivi. And Tatoh doesn't have any eagles. He might not want to waste the gold. He might build a market, yeah, and buy his way up to a faster castle. Oh, and Tatoh found the gold as well. Vivi didn't have time for the tower because he built the tower forward. So Tatoh kills 2 villagers here. Okay, this is looking very good for Tatoh. Very, very good. He'll have a lot more food in the bank. He can buy his way to castle much earlier than Vivi. Vivi gets a tower up, but... Oh, the bills were going to the next closest building and they were trying to finish the palisade walls. Isn't that funny?
My friend, smile, #O for life.
Yeah, Tatoh is just looking so strong, and there he goes up to the castle age. And his starting eagle will help versus the skirms. Also, these skirms have no defense upgrades, so Tatoh could micro a bit as he just did there. I really want Tatoh to hit 2.6k because very few individuals have done that. Prior to 2012, there were only 6 people that did it. I think it was Viper, Jordan, Riot, Doubt, and Chris, and a player called Alive, who's a Brazilian player who is kind of inactive at the moment, though he does stop by every once in a while. And now, after that, I think there's maybe even less players, 4 or 5 players who have done that. And Tatoh can just fight this off with Vils. Tatoh is making a few eagles, and he's picked off another villager. Tatoh's just been all over it. Like, Vivi's a solid player. We've seen the Fat Dragon play many times over the past few months. Tatoh's just making him look bad here. Tatoh's puntos squorg are on the overlay, man. It's 2588. So I believe he'll get around 12 points, which is what he would need to hit 2.6k. Yeah, it was Chris. And prior to 2012, it was Chris, Jordan, Viper, Alive, Doubt, and there was 6 of them. Who was the other guy? Was it maybe Halen or Coven? I'm not sure. Chris doesn't play anymore, Adam. He quit the game like 2 years ago. Like he made a big statement about it too. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm the best ever, and he quit. He posted this big drama thread on the AOC zone saying like why he's the best and everything before he left. It's the one person that might have rubbed some experts the wrong way. Like Doubt said, someone asked Doubt if he liked Chris, and he said he liked the old Chris, meaning that Chris he wasn't normally like that. Tatoh can just go for battering rams. There's really nothing from Vivi to kill the except for one villager, I guess. There's really nothing to kill the rams. And Vivi, he is the master of disaster. He is the only guy that could probably come back after taking these losses. Vivi has not added a stable. He's still just making skirmishers. And the problem with adding knights is that mass crossbows do kill knights. And Tatoh has pretty much continued with the crossbows. He hasn't overinvested into eagles. And Tatoh will have a pretty big lead in eco. 2 TCs now already. And they're level on Vils. Vivi's TC is idle as he's on his way to castle. And okay, here are the stables from Vivi. Was Chris better than Viper? So, it's really hard to answer that. In terms of overall prize pool money earned, I believe Chris is at the top of the game. He earns over $100,000, but that is because there was more money back when he was at the top. So, near the end of Chris's career, it was different. Viper was more active, Chris had a job and was less active, and Viper was becoming the best at that time. Like, Viper is kind of at his peak now, but Chris was at his peak 4 to 5 years ago, and so it's hard to really compare the two, because Viper wasn't as good as he is nowadays back then. But it is sad to see a guy like Chris leave the community, of course, and wow, the pickoffs from Tatoh, the micro from Tatoh, underneath the tower and next to skirms, well played. And now these stables have been seen, so Tatoh probably expecting this. He sees that his opponent is going for knights, and he's going to add a monastery to convert those knights. Viper just got online. Well, cool. I'm hoping we see some 1v1s. Maybe Viper will no longer be 14th today if he actually plays some 1v1s instead of some Force Nothing. Like, what a scrub. Who plays Force Nothing? Does anyone in this community like Force Nothing? I don't think so. Viper will never be at his peak. He will keep getting better till the game implodes. That's maybe what people said about Chris back in 2005. You know? Like, the game's been out so long, there's a rich history. 2K6 is points, so you start off at 1600. There's only about 15 players, maybe even less than that. I think there's only like 7 or 8 players who are currently above 2.5k. Vivi's at he's at 24.99. So it's just a big achievement in terms of ranked games to get to that level. The problem is someone like Viper's 14th, right? So Viper is only 2400 with points. So if Tatoh wins a game versus Viper, he would get very few points from that. Now, if he loses a game versus Viper, Viper gets a ton of points. So to get to 2.6k, you have to be consistent. Tatoh has a 12-game winning streak. And if he were to lose this, it would take him another 3-4 victories to even be close, well, to get 2.4k. So this game is definitely not over. I have seen Vivi a million times when he's down, come back, and Vivi sees the hills, and he's built this siege workshop. That's something that Tatoh can see, and it's right on top of Tatoh's new town center. A villager dies for Tatoh. Chain barding armor on the way for Vivi, but not in just yet, and he has pretty low HP knights. So Vivi, he tried to go YOLO feudal, and he's now decided, since that got denied, that he's going to go YOLO castle. But Tatoh still on the ball here. Look at this. Kill the villager, using eagles to sit next to the siege workshop, knowing that the Maganel will come out soon, so he can deny that. And also, he's trying to get the Voodaloos in on the knights. Vivi trying to do damage because he knows he's behind. And Tatoh has to flee his gold. He might lose a few vills. But he has the monks and he's getting ballistics, so even though this is messy for Tatoh, you should be able to get conversions and clean up all these units, and he has done so. Vivi splitting up his knights, but just losing one there as it's weak, and Tatoh has more crossbows. Looking very good for Tatoh still. Vivi trying to save his siege workshop with the Maganel, and he kills the battering rams, does not save the siege workshop. Maganel goes down, and Tatoh gets a knight conversion. Can he save the monk? He will also save the monk. Wow. So Tatoh, he wins the game. Okay, I don't know how many points we'll get from this. It will be close. I'm really pumped for Tatoh. He's one of the nicest guys in the community, and he really works hard. Vivi calls the GG. Well played, Tatoh. Let's see. We'll quickly look at the eco difference. I mean, Tatoh really was ahead after he stopped the feudal age push, right? Did he hit it on the dot? Yes, he did. That's awesome. Congrats, Tatoh. Yeah, he's 2K6 now. He's 2K6. On the dot. He's 2K6. That was similar to me. Like, when I was playing in my last game, let's see here. I forget how many points I had. I guess I could look at the recorded game. Oh, wait, we played a few on match stats as well. My bad. Here we go. I wasn't sure if I was going to get 2K from this. So I was 1986, and then my opponent was 1964, and I knew that I could easily throw it all away, you know? I was feeling the heat. And I was saying, oh, please, if I get this win, please get 2K. And I got to 2001. Woo! Just barely.
Sub for Tatoh.
Tatoh messaged me when he got online earlier. He said, "Grats on your 2K, Tristan. Good job." I said, "Thanks. Only 599 points to go till I catch you." I'll get there someday, guys. I'll get there someday. Phoenix on Fire, what's up, man? Thank you for 17 months.
17 months of entertainment.
I guess I need to update that scoreboard. Cotton, thank you for 3 months, man. AT3, thank you for 4. I will definitely stream on. Thank you, everybody. We need a T90 brag emote? No, we don't. I hope it doesn't seem like I'm bragging. It took me 5 years to get to where I'm at, and on top of streaming, I've been playing offline, and I feel like I should be able to feel proud about that, you know?
Congrats to Tatoh.
2,000 ELO points tracks how good you are. Yeah, so, again, to give you an idea of how high that is on the Vublu platform, I'll show you the ladder again. Here's the ladder. So, on page 1, the top 20, Tato's 2K6, and then Doubt, who's 20th currently, is almost 300 points behind him. That is really difficult to get to. You need a big win streak to get there. Now, in terms of like regular 2Ks, now these are all probably Smurf accounts that have decayed, because there's a decay system. But in terms of like overall 2K plus accounts, these are all active accounts. Like I'm right there, baby. 168. Let's go. I'm right there. So that's, I mean, the sad thing is, as I said earlier, the top 20 are so far ahead of everyone else in the top 200. It's not even close. So, but normally a lot of these accounts, they used to be above 2K and they just decayed. If you don't play for 2 weeks, you decay, you lose some points. So yeah, that's what happened there. So if I don't play for another 12 days, I'll go down to 2K. I'll lose 1 point. Alright, folks, here we are. Here we are. And we have game 2 between Tatoh and Vivi. Congrats, Tatoh, for getting 2.6K. I don't know what the record is. I don't know what the highest rating is. I know prior to 2012, there were a few people who were around 2630. But again, he's only going to get about like 10-ish points with this victory, and he'll get less and less every time he wins. He's on a 13-game win streak. He is versus Vivi. Vivi is playing as the Ethiopians in the blue. Tatoh again in the red. He's playing as the Slavs. We got some good old-fashioned 1v1 Arabian. Oof, man. If Vivi sees these boards, he might lame them. Well, let's look at the maps here. Tatoh, he dealt well with the forward from Vivi last time around. We'll need to do the same this time. I think Tatoh intentionally... okay, I think this is... Maybe he'll build a house with this Vil. I think he's intentionally gone with 3 wood. Might transfer some more onto wood later on because he wants to get the boards early. So here's the wood line for Tatoh. He has a back stone, which is always great against a player like Vivi, who would usually go aggressive with forwards. Now, this is not so good for Tatoh. Here's the main golds. The secondary gold's right there, and the third gold's here. So if Vivi builds 1 tower here, if he gets any type of control in this area, he denies all 3 golds from Tatoh. And that will make life difficult for him. Look at Vivi, and Vivi has safe stones. Also has a secondary gold on the back if Tatoh were to go aggressive. His main gold is there. I don't like this hill on the front for him. But overall, I think this is much better than Tatoh's base. Okay, on Fridays, my apartment complex sometimes mows the lawn outside my apartment. I can hear the lawnmower getting closer, so if you hear a rumble, I apologize. I can't do anything about that. Doubt, Jordan, Viper, Tatoh, all 4 Tyrants have now been to 2K6 at one point. Yeah, I think MBL has been there as well. I'm just curious who has all done it on the current ladder. I guess you'd have to go through the player profiles and see what their highest rate was. But I think about 5 or 6 people have done it on the current ladder. Oh! Did that not look like that dude was being attacked? I thought the boar was hitting him in the back. Well, luckily, Vivi, he knew. And he's fine. Now, he just collected 10 gold, which is normally what you'd see if you're going to see, like a drush. But Ethiopians are a bit more flexible because Ethiopians get plus 100 food and gold when they hit feudal age. So he might still be going for some type of feudal age attack. And he might just want 10 extra gold. So it'll give him 210 in total when he hits feudal. Of course, he'll have to research loom and whatnot. It would actually be 160. Preddy says, hello, my man. After a long time, can catch the stream. Finally free, done with my exams. When will we get the new emote? Well, we have it, man. We have the new emote right there. Just came back to the stream after 30 minutes, meaning, is this a rated game? It is a rated game, yes. So, Tatoh, he Slavs. It's a very strong civilization against forwards. Because normally when you get forwarded, it's about protecting the front and adding eco, because your opponent's going to have less eco than you. And Slav farmers work faster, so I like the positioning of the farms because it's on the back side of the TC. Also, the farms on the right side of a mill or a TC actually work slightly faster due to the fact that these villagers tend to stand here more often than here. Like, if you were to place the farm on this side, the villagers would be further away from the TC. It's not a huge deal, but yes, anyway, Tatoh prepping for what looks like a normal scout build. Vivi will go for man-at-arms. I'm not a big fan of that mining camp, but I think if he put it up against the trees to leave space for his vills, then some of the villagers would try and run around, and that would not be good. So, surprise, surprise. Man-at-arms forward from Vivi. He does it every game, and he's still one of the very best. Tatoh defended well from it last time. He also didn't scout it last time. At least not very early. And this time, you know what? He could pick off this Vill. He's about to hit feudal. He'll get the extra attack. He could pick off the Vill. I think he's waiting. He doesn't want to alarm Vivi. And yeah, he should attack now. Get it. Oh, that's big. That's big. And the Vill will survive, I imagine. But just pushing the villager off the gold there is very nice. And Tatoh runs away. Perfect reaction from Tatoh. So because of the extra resources you get as Ethiopians, you can oftentimes do this. Tatoh building an outpost. See, he expects this. And he sees the militia here. Can he quick wall? Oh, the spear's blocking him. Another house. Yes, he will quick wall once again. Remember last time Vivi lost all of his man-at-arms to Tatoh's town center. Now here come the scouts from Tatoh. It's only a matter of time till he amasses enough to maybe be able to fight this. Vivi will likely send forward spears. And Tatoh, he's played this very well so far, and now he knows the towers are coming. The problem would be, he doesn't have walls up in front of his tower. Okay, now he's doing this. And the man-at-arms can't really stop him from building his. So if someone's building a tower, you do exactly what Tatoh has done. You build a counter tower, and then if you can, use a unit like he just did with the spear to try and delay your opponent's tower as much as possible. 4 man-at-arms, of course, can batter through the walls, but they won't be able to batter through the walls now that the tower is up, and Tatoh comes in. He's trying to pick off a Vill. He should get one. It could be more than one. No. Yeah, there's the mower I talked about. So the lawn mowers... I apologize. Forward spear from Vivi, but this is a bit awkward. He doesn't want to engage because of the tower. Tatoh doesn't want to engage the man-at-arms from Vivi because of the tower. And Tatoh needs to try and maneuver this scout around, and didn't pay attention in time. He's gonna lose. Oh my goodness, is this sloppy. This is very sloppy. He still has scouts alive. He'll kill the new man-at-arm from Vivi, which is now in the tower. Oh, repair the tower. Garrison in the tower. Which tower stays up? This is normally where Vivi does quite well, but Vivi, his villagers, are going to have to run back to his base, and Tatoh has all of these scouts here. I believe 2 villagers went down. Yeah, it was 2 villagers for Vivi. He's definitely taken more losses. And now the man-at-arms will go down, despite these scouts being weak. Again, Tatoh playing very well. Went to stone so he could build more towers. And Vivi is, unlike him, unable to do any damage with the forward. And Vivi has to run close to his spears because he wants to protect his vills. But Tatoh, look at the micro. Well played, Tatoh. And again, Slavs are really good in this situation because all the farms he's added are working faster. And Vivi, he might have a few more farms, but probably just added. But still, if Vivi's able to get this tower up, it does deny the main gold and the secondary golds. And that third is going to be rough for Tatoh to get out to. Normal humans, they fail a forward, and then they just stop. They say, listen, I'm done forwarding because it didn't work out the first time. Not this guy. Not the fat dragon. And unfortunately for Vivi, oh, this is going to be very close. Tatoh's building a counter tower because he spotted this. Oh, Vivi he could lose these vills, man. He could lose these vills. Will the tower go up? 73%, 75%. Oh, the tower will be denied. And now he has to run. He'll lose one vill. And this one will possibly die to the scouts from Tatoh, which again, he's going to need to micro. Oh my goodness, Tatoh making Vivi look a fool today. Vivi merely adopted the Trush. Tatoh was born in it, molded by it. It is true, Tatoh is known for his tower rushing as well. Damn it. I gotta figure out the maintenance schedule, like when they mow the lawn outside. I didn't think about that. This didn't happen at my last place when I casted. I guess I was working during the day, and I wasn't a full-time caster back then. Have you guys heard the lawnmower outside by chance? That wasn't too loud. Yeah, look, Vivi trying to run away, and nope, not gonna happen. Vill's gonna die. And Tatoh just building another watchtower. Whoa! Get it! Commit! There we go. Barely noticeable. Okay. Well, I'm telling you, it might get louder. It might even be on the other side of the street. I'm not too sure. So my apologies ahead of time for that. Oh, Tatoh just lost a villager to the spears from Vivi. That was nice. That's very difficult to do. Vivi's paying attention to that and clicking off Tato's villagers to see their HP. And Vivi comes forward for the third time, because why not? It worked the first two times, why not go forward again? Well, I mean, this is just Vivi's style, and again, he does excel at it. The problem is Tatoh, he has a lot more food in the bank, and Tatoh now has his gold secure. Come on, Vivi! Come on, man! What are you doing, bro? Do you really think this is gonna work? I mean, Tatoh, he doesn't have the stone for that next tower just yet. It would be funny if this goes up. Tatoh probably expecting that with an archer he can stop a lot of this. Okay, or he could build his own tower. Here we go. Vivi has 3 vills, so maybe this will go up. He can use the spears to distract. Tatoh can use his archer to shoot these vills as well. I think Vivi's tower goes up here. Yeah, Vivi's tower goes up. I think Tatoh should have fought that with vills. He could have stopped that from going up, but even still, his tower should go up. Oh, he lost a vill. This is what Vivi's style does to you. Okay, I mean, he lost 1 vill. Oh my goodness, she's close to going down. Oh, 2 villagers. And Tato's not collecting gold at the moment. Like, that might pay off for Vivi. Oh, now he's just building another tower. How is this even working? He has to be careful because he doesn't want to get T90 wooed. I think even this tower might go up. Tatoh, he can't come out of this archer range with his archers. Or he's not comfortable doing so due to the fact that Vivi has a tower there. And Vivi is about to click up the castle. This guy's insane. This guy's insane. He's going to beat Tatoh to the castle age. See, again, it's just the sloppiness of it all. That's why Vivi's so good. And maybe it has worked for Tatoh. I mean, for Vivi against Tatoh. Vivi's gonna click up to castle first. And again, he gets plus 100 food and gold in the next stage. He's added a stable. So he will soon have knights. And Tatoh forced to build another counter tower. Now this is where Tatoh can do damage with his archers. And he is unable to pick off any vills, but has at least stopped that tower from Vivi. Okay, now again, a normal man would go back home. This is actually a good situation to be doing that. You're up to castle age faster. You've denied gold for a long period of time. Tatoh hasn't been able to collect it because he's been busy fighting you. So go back home, Vivi. Has to be careful now, of course, because Tatoh's probably looking for the snipe. But no, Vivi's going for another tower. Now, I love watching Vivi because I can appreciate his style and why it succeeds. But I would hate playing him, man. I would despise playing him. There's good reason for that. Tatoh knows that Vivi's trying to just hold the middle area so he can push these golds throughout the game. A problem for Tatoh is the 2 stable knights are going to be coming towards him. Vivi just not building a blacksmith, so he's just now going to be able to get his first armor upgrade. Vivi needs to keep these vills alive. Can he keep them all alive? He will. And the Knights will arrive soon. Tatoh hasn't clicked up yet, guys. And Tatoh just hit 2k6, which is so difficult to do. It's not looking very good for him. I thought it was. But Vivi, his stubborn play, really distracted Tatoh. There we go. Tatoh clicks up. Tatoh also denies this tower. But he will need some spears. He must expect the Knights. He'll need spears to defend against the incoming Knights. Now, if he walls this off in the back, okay, speak the devil, he's doing that. You can build TCs back here, and this will be all good for his food eco, but it won't be great for his gold eco. When is T90 hitting 2k6? Dux, we're not going to talk about it, man. Let me be happy that I'm top 200, okay? That's a great achievement. I told Tatoh sent congratulations to me today for hitting 2k, and I said, yeah, only 599 points to go. I'm at 2001. He's at 2k6, so. Oh, the failure on the quick wall. Oh, Tatoh will lose more villagers. He also can't collect gold at the moment. I think he wants to go into pikes. Oh, Vivi! Recognizing the quick walls are coming up, he runs in fast enough. He kills more villagers. Tato's just falling apart right now. And a forward siege workshop from Vivi, making a battering ram. Vivi definitely has the lead now. Man, has this turned around quick. The spear's not going to be enough. And Tatoh has to build. I mean, this barracks was denied, so he's building one here. And going into pikemen versus a guy who has the fastest firing castle age crossbows in the game, that's not a good idea. But it's really his only option now. That or monastery, but he doesn't have the gold to make monks. So what you should do is you should add town centers and just use the market until you can push this back and hope you can push this back. Vivi going to kill this tower, and he's sending in a battering ram to kill the next. Battering ram won't survive though. It's quite a few spears. Vivi getting forging. He has +2 defense. Ethiopians lack bloodlines, so that's the one issue with this. But there's that tower for Vivi. Wanted to build a long time ago. I guess you don't need to be specific with names then, just a random mention to reply to people. Wait, what? Facepalm, I'm not sure what you mean, dude. I might have missed. You guys were talking about something, I couldn't quite pick up on it. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Facepalm. Now, Tatoh is going to TC this. I mean, the vill count is okay for Tatoh. In fact, he might even get the lead because Vivi, he rarely adds extra town centers. Like, look, that TC is awkward. So he'll be on 2 and Tatoh will be on 3, but the gold control will be a problem for Tatoh. I hope the Voobly admin requests players to tag all their Smurf accounts so their ranking makes more sense on the ladder. Bombay, I don't really think that's an issue, because there's no top 20 player that has a Smurf that we don't know about. Like, they always make it very, very obvious, because they all stream their point of view. Even the Chinese guys stream their point of view. It's always posted on their wall. I don't think that's a huge concern, personally. Everyone sees everyone's name as if it's their own. Oh, is Twitch having an issue? That's weird. So Facepalm is seeing all facepalms in the chat. Facepalm, you didn't know you had multiple identities? This Mangonel will do more damage to the tower because it's on the hill, and Vivi will repair it. Tatoh with pikemen and mangonels. He doesn't want to lose his 2k6. He's definitely a little bit behind right now, but I do think his civilization can do a lot here. There, Vivi picks off a monk. Well played from him. And also, he's made a monk at home to heal up his other knights, which is also a pro move. Oh, but Tatoh with his own mangonel arrives, but Vivi with the attack round and the siege tower. Tell me that was a misclick from Vivi. That has to be a misclick from Vivi. Accidentally clicking siege tower. Yeah, let's go. Siege tower hype. Soak up that arrow fire. Hey, maybe it was intentional so he can move around and soak up the tower fire. Like, that could be a next level idea. Because look what the tower's firing on now. It's not firing on the pikemen. Tatoh would have to click his own towers and then right-click the units he wants to attack. Or he could get into the siege tower with the pikemen. Oh, all names mentioned in the chat are pink. Okay, sorry, I didn't know what you guys were talking about. I thought Facepalm was talking to me, and I'm saying, well, I can't call people by their first names. The Tatoh engaging up the hill into towers. He loses his Mangonel and a bunch of pikemen. But is it worth it? Because all the knights have just disintegrated. And Vivi builds another tower. He's still slightly holding control here, but he lost a lot. He lost 2 Mangonels, all of his knights. Might even lose this monk, actually. The monk will just survive. That's only because of the Lord. The Tatoh's heavy on stone, and oh, this would be the answer. A castle on the front would be the answer. Tatoh, of course, had that safe stone. He has 685 stone now. This would be the time, man. This would be the time. Build that castle on the front. You got to be careful, though, because Vivi has Mangonels. That's the issue. Now, Facepalm, I was really confused. I'm sorry, man. It's not your fault. Not your fault. Oh, the monks are going for Mangonels. Vivi saves his Mangonel. He kills a monk. And Tatoh, he realizes, oh shit, I can't build this castle. Oh, what? What are you doing? The Mangonel's still alive. Oh man, he's just committing to this. Doubt is somewhere smiling. Somewhere in Serbia, there's a big smiling face. As what is known as a Dow Castle could be going up here. Vivi building another Mangonel, and that's at 80%. Oh my word, the pikemen have killed the knights, and all the Mangonels are dead, but a new one's on the way. Oh lord, Tatoh, he's gonna get away with this. He's gonna get away with this, and he's gonna pull these villagers away just in time. Wow! I don't know if I could call that clutch, because it was sloppy. If that was one of my favorite meals, it would be the Sloppy Joe. I don't know if you guys even know what that is. But, he got it up, and he'll clear up the towers, and he can get his gold secured. And now Vivi is going to build another castle, and it's going to be one of his own on this hill. So, something I didn't point out earlier, one of Vivi's golds is forward, so this hill will probably decide the game. Now, between the players, they both are not close to Imperial. The castle on the hill. Vivi will probably go for a faster imp or something and try and tread push that. Like, if Vivi were to lose this, he gives Tatoh all 3 of his golds, and Tatoh gets Vivi's gold. And if Vivi takes out this castle, then he gets all 3 of Tatoh's gold and his own. So, there's 4 golds on the line here. Who is Doubt in this game? Now, the joke is the Doubt castle, because Doubt oftentimes builds castles like that, and they don't go up, and he loses the game. So, the joke is Doubt castle. And yeah, Vivi's going for a faster imp. I think Tats is doing the same. Oh my goodness, what a match here. Look, no! After all that action, does this not make you appreciate the players at this level? After all that action, they click up to imp at identical times. The 3 seconds on that overlay are in-game seconds, so that's really a second and a half. Both recognizing the situation, both going to try and push the middle here on low economies. Really, DL equals Doubt? No, MBL, stop it, man. You're confusing the people. MBL, you hit 2K6, right? I was trying to figure out how many people hit 2K6 on the current ladder. I think Viper did, Leary did. Vivi was close. I'm not sure if he did. Tatoh now did. I think MBL did. Doubt did. Maybe you can tell me. Who cares? No, I'm just curious. I mean, again, most top players, they don't really make a big deal out of it because it's just what matters is tournaments, right? But I'm curious because people were asking. Yo did? Okay. I mean, it might be a bit easier to do so on the current ladder because there's more players at the higher level. I think that's a good theory, but anyway, we're going to see a Treb War. We're going to see a Treb War. Now, Tatoh, he has 2 battering rams. Making a Boyar or 2, I think just to clean up these pesky Mangonels. Tatoh dodging me, so of course he can get 2K6. Yeah, you gotta be selective with your opponents, don't you? Ewo, I kind of disagree. I mean, he might have been looking at Vivi's score. Eeyore said that Tatoh saw Vivi's score drop, so he clicked up. That's a 1-second reaction. So with that time difference, that was definitely intentional from Tatoh regardless of Vivi's decision. And that's just what you should do in this situation. That wasn't necessarily a reactive move. You wouldn't be able to alter your entire economy setup in a few seconds after seeing that your opponent has gone for a faster imp and do it yourself. You almost need to plan for it with how you distribute farms and resources. Now, a big difference here is that Ethiopians, they get Bombard Cannon and Slavs don't. Both players creating their first treb now. Yeah, Tatoh was sung before that. They both, like, this is just a game sense thing. Like, recognizing the map, recognizing the situation, and going for this strategy. So Vivi has 2 castles. He also has a ton of Shotel warriors, which have 17 attack. They could come out here. Oh, but Tato's going for Onager, and these Shotels are going to be needed to kill the capped rams. The Shotels actually can't run through, can they, because of the trebuchets. Vivi forced to repair his castle as he's attacking Tato's. Tatoh, since his castle's at the bottom of the hill, he's gonna have to rebuild another one and just run away with his trebs. This game could not be any closer. I give Vivi the edge at the moment. I mean, even Onager, what does that do for you? Kills masked archers. That's not what Vivi has gone for here. It does not kill Shotels, and it certainly does not kill bombard cannons, which can shoot from range. And also, the Shotel warriors have quite a bit of upgrades. They have +1 attack that Vivi got for the knights earlier. Also, they're going to have +3 defense. Now, Tato's 1 Onager. See, this is where the range of the trebs, the range of the bombard cannons won't do much for Vivi because of the siege workshop. If Tatoh can save this castle with the Onagers that are on the way, that'd be so big. And here comes the Shotels from Vivi. He will kill the Onager before it fires here. Tatoh has a new one coming out of the siege workshop, immediately firing. He'll kill at least 1 trebuchet, maybe 2. Yeah, he kills 2. Can he kill all 3? I don't think so. I think Vivi should see. Oh, Vivi doesn't see this? Vivi repairs it, and yes, the treb will be fine. And Tatoh has to quick wall his trebs in. High level stuff here. Now, there's no castles for Tatoh, but did he want to go with Boyars anyway? Most likely not. The siege workshop goes down, the Onagers go down. And Vivi's trebuchet. Oh my goodness, how is that still alive? How is that still alive? The trebuchet stays up. And now Tato's trebuchets could go down to the bombard cannons. Vivi has just held on here long enough. Like all game, feudal age onwards, he has been focusing on this hill, and he's being rewarded now. Oh, Tatoh with the treb kills the bombard cannon. Unreal, that's so big. Every time I say so big, I can't help but laugh because one of Vivi's accounts is so big DL, but Tatoh has just held on here, and oh, he's built another castle to protect him. And the Onager shot! It's gonna kill a lot of Shotels, oh my god! And attack rounds here will be needed to kill any more. And he gets a few, it's better than nothing. Those trebuchets came in clutch for Tatoh. Oh, don't tell me. Oh my god, he's killed those trebs, or that treb as well. And also Tatoh, he's on the neutral gold out here. He's branching out, he's getting map control, and he's also teching into Hussar. And he's going to start raiding Vivi's base. So this will distract Vivi, this will pull him back from the front. And I think Tatoh has done enough to hold on now. I think the Shotels, they can't really do all that much. Vivi doesn't have much gold, and he's going to lose villagers in his eco. What a hold from Tatoh, and what a decision to scout the extra areas of the map, get the gold, and then go for the raiding. Hussar is actually not cheap, especially after you research Onager and create so many trebs. And Tatoh has way more villagers now, and he's really boomed up in the back of his eco. And now Tatoh needs to use the mobility of his units. Ethiopians, they're kind of a slower civilization in late game, that's the problem. Now, I should point out that Vivi has 2 bombard cannons on the front, unprotected, but they are in the front. And he does have his own neutral gold here. And he also has the free pikeman upgrade, which he's now using versus the Hussars. So it will be important that Tatoh hits the key areas. Vivi's quite exposed there. Tatoh now losing villas to Shotels in the back of his base. This game is definitely not over. Vivi, there's onagers right here. Tatoh, there's showtails right here. How dare they? With 200 units on the map, how dare they not notice this? There we go. Vivi was a little bit slow by expert standards. Nah, that's understandable because of everything else they're looking at. And I think the main focus will again be the front. But Tatoh, I saw the monk upgrades. I was going to mention it when the monks came forward, but I didn't realize Tatoh had them. He converts 2 bombard cannons. So again, he's still pushing Vivi's siege back. That is a clutch move from Tatoh. He's killed so many siege units. The monks, a great investment versus the bombard cannons. With block printing, they get the 12 range. With redemption, they can convert siege. Wow. Now Vivi, he has known about these golds all game, and now he's showing up to them. He doesn't know about the other areas of the map because he hasn't really had time to branch out. It's 146 population versus 150. Wow. And you know what, Tatoh, I don't know how long this game will go on, but let's say Vivi pushes him here. Like, let's say he takes this area. That's 97.1% of the lumberjacks for Tatoh. Now, he has plenty of wood in the bank, but as you know, with so much happening, you can lose that all so fast. He has a few trees out here he can chop, and a few trees back here yet. So, I'm talking well past an hour mark, but I could come into play here. And while Tatoh has more villagers, he definitely has a lot more idols. And trebuchets will be better than bombard cannons now, because the trebuchets can't be converted from range by the monks. And Tatoh once again losing an onager. He could lose the trebuchet here, though I think he'll save this with the repairs and the bowyar. Just don't shoot the showtail. Yep, he's fine. He will lose this treb though. And man, this is wild. He'll lose this treb, but maybe kill Vivi's treb. Yeah. Woo, what a game. Tatoh picking off a few vills in Vivi's base. Vivi's also having wood problems, actually. In fact, his wood problems could be worse. He's forward. He's in the middle of the map where Tatoh is raiding him. Vivi loses another treb. But the elite showtails, will they do enough here? It's one thing Vivi has is the showtails, and he has the castles. Now, bowyars, I think they clean up the showtails, so you'd almost be forced to mix in some archers now as Ethiopians. I think your options are hitting Tatoh at multiple angles, so all of his attacks are weaker and his eco is weaker, or you consider adding an arbalest, but arbalest is no bueno versus the onager. 97.1%, I see what you did there. Please. You act like I'm a clickbaiter, Soxy. Come on, man. Don't spread lies. Yeah, I think Tatoh realizes this. Look at Tato's scouting. He saw there's very few trees here. Vivi's probably wishing he was playing in a forest nothing game now. And all the bowyards picking off another trap. I think it's just a matter of time now for Tatoh. But the issue is, again, these golds. But it feels like it's just a matter of time because of the amount of wood control he has and the lack of wood Vivi has and just the lack of resources in general. Tatoh has idols. That's something he needs to sort out. It's mainly in this area. And he's also losing I don't even know. I don't know. This game is one of those games that anyone can win. There's so many different possibilities. It could be an eco raid that changes the game. It could be loss of gold that changes the game. It could be unit composition switches that change the game. And Tatoh had the right idea with his hussars, but and now Vivi, he's going to the north side. And he sees the farmers from Tatoh, which he will pick off. He can't take any gold, but he sees there's a TC out there. There's a lot of eco out here for Tatoh. And Vivi has these trees secured in the middle as long as he continues to hold the front, which is difficult because Tato's getting conversions. MBL is in the chat, and we get to hear the Voululu mod. That bombard cannon got a conversion, or like kind of frozen. Like, Frank, what are you doing on the other side, man? I thought we were friends. Vivi kills what used to be his own bombard cannon, and he will lose his other one. So again, big losses. And the kill-death ratio is even very close. Why does the stream have so much delay? It doesn't have so much delay, Master. Guys, say pineapple when you hear me say pineapple. I think the delay is solid. I think we're good. if you're watching Tato's point of view or something, there's a spectator delay. So you can see at the top left the host time. We're by default 90 seconds behind. That's just how it works. Can't change that. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for the pineapples, chat. Look at the pop difference. Vivi has more population. I think the idols for both are catching up with them. And Tatoh just can't follow these elite Shotel warriors. And up here, he's trying to build more stables, but will he even have the food to make hussars? I think bowyards, while they're mobile, they are expensive. And Tatoh only has one castle to create them out of. Vivi taking the gold from Tatoh. And Tatoh is now having gold problems. This is his only gold remaining besides this one tile. Well, Tatoh has 2 relics, but even the relics could go down if he loses this area. And he could lose this area! Tatoh has the score lead, but look at all the villagers here. Oh, he's in trouble. Tatoh is in big, big trouble. Vivi finally, I mean, he's been stubborn all game in the middle. He's finally pushing Tatoh with a few hussars showing up, but Vivi has the pikemen patrolling around. And he's also sending in more units into Tato's eco. And I think Tatoh recognizes he needs to run, and he's doing that. Tatoh to 130 population now. His TC will drop next, and more villagers will drop along with that. He just can't keep up with the Vivi spam. Vivi's in the back of his base, in the center of his base, in the front of his base, and in the north. And then anywhere Tatoh goes, he finds Vivi's pikemen. Wow. Oh, Tatoh at some point built a tower here to try and deny that gold from Vivi. And Vivi might see the lumberjacks going there because Tatoh desperately needs wood. What a match. And now Vivi is getting guilds. And after guilds, he will consider selling some of his wood, I imagine, for excess gold. Which is something that you normally do in late game. It's tough when you're both losing lumberjacks. Like, where's Vivi getting wood at the moment? I guess it's all on the front. Here come the onagers. They are killing villagers. Both players well below 100 villagers now. But here come the Shotel warriors, and all of these onagers will die to the Shotels. Their attack is so high. In fact, I think the monks, the bowyards, everything dies to these Shotels. I didn't go for the monks first, so the monks are healing some of those units, so in the end it is okay. But it's kind of a T95 moment where Tatoh is completely surrounded. He has 28 idols out of 91 vills. He's trying to add vills, and when he adds vills, he doesn't have the food for hussar. So he needs to make sure that his hussars are finding the right areas to hit. He hasn't hit this area, and if he did, I don't really know if he'd be able to do much damage or hold much map control due to what Vivi has waiting for him. I definitely underestimated the Shotel warriors. But Tatoh lost the castle, so he couldn't go with bowyars. He's been struggling with resources, so he couldn't realistically go champions either. These Vululus might not be enough. Again, the conversions are good and all, but versus Shotels, I think the Shotels with so much attack will make quick work of the monks, make quick work of his trep. Vivi should keep this castle up. And yes, he will. Tatoh still, he's at 100 population now. This is the time of the game when you consider calling GG. Vivi's actually at 125. That's the crazy thing. So they're both taking huge hits. Like, okay, so I need to point this out. They have all these TCs set up, right? And they're trying to add villagers. But where are they sending vills to? They're just sending them to be idle. They don't have wood lines to send them to. There's like 15 trees here for Vivi. Vivi should focus on this wood line, I feel. There's gonna be no wood left on this map. Maybe Tatoh, even though he's close to 100 pop, won't call it because he knows he's done damage in Vivi's base. And he does have TCs up here to stay alive. 2 relics for both. The total wood count is 600 for Tatoh. It is 2k for Vivi, but if it's in the bank, that means he's not spending it. And the gold count is fairly similar. What a freaking match. And now Tatoh trying to take down another trebuchet. This one will be denied, and Vivi wise to pay attention to it. And Tatoh needs to just commit to pick this off. He cannot afford to lose his castle. That means all of these vills are no longer secure. Unfortunately, I don't think that he will really have the answer if Vivi sends all of his Shotels here. Now, at the same time, of course, Tatoh will then have a little bit of freedom to go into Vivi's base. Or Vivi has the pikeman, but a few vills will die. It's 87 vills for Vivi and 122 for Tatoh. Tatoh's rebooming better, and he has more wood control. What a match here. We are past an hour game time, and Tatoh's also going to start raiding from this side. So it's very awkward for Tatoh. He can't deal with the show tells, but what he can do is he can raid with the hussars. And that's something that Vivi's having a hard time tracking. So Tatoh needs to kill vills faster and get map control faster than Vivi is inside of his main base. And these show tells are going to kill the TC if Tatoh doesn't have anything to say about it. And Tatoh also is going to lose his monastery. In the north, Tatoh is going to have to fight pikemen. Now he can just garrison his town center, and he has done. Also has a relic out there, and then here he comes with hussars. Better than nothing, I suppose. He will try and kill the show tells, which is not the most ideal trade, but Vivi, his guys are taking a break, so this will actually be good for Tatoh. And Tatoh now running to the north. His base is split. Vivi has just split Tatoh's base in two, and Vivi doesn't have the mobility. And Vivi now finding out the hard way that Tatoh's raiding here. Look at Vivi's resources. Barely any wood, barely any food. And where is he coming now? Oh, he's going to build a siege workshop here. This is an amazing match. This is an incredible match. The score has been going back and forth, the population back and forth. This is a treat. This is one of the best games I've seen in a few weeks. This is solid. This is better than any of the games in the show matches we've seen recently. This is so cool. Tatoh has glitched farms in the north. Yeah, this happens sometimes, Mr. Fian. These are actually seeded. Actually, Tatoh, due to the lack of resources, he's had to invest in some man, the joke has been completely ruined because I can't think of words. He's had to invest into some poorer grade farms. The seeds he's purchased were from a discount store, so that's why it doesn't look like there's any crops there. That joke is just ruined. What a throw. What a throw. You know, if Vivi realizes that there's villagers here, which he might, what can he really do about it? He barely has gold for show tells. And he can't afford to just send 2 show tells here. They'll die to the TC. Pikeman won't work. Tato's still hitting his farms. The show tells are underneath this TC, but again, they'll die. Now, Tatoh lost his monastery. That is a big deal. He doesn't have his relics now. Vivi, he has 3 relics, and it could be 4 soon, and it will be 4 soon, I imagine. And Tato's adding vills as he loses them, but he is now struggling with the raiding. Vivi cleaning him up here. Vivi also, maybe with the battering ram, can clean up this TC. And Vivi's all up in Tato's business. Maybe Vivi has just done it. It's tough. What he probably did here was try and click this area and accidentally click the lumber camp, so those show tells won't get any kills. Oh my goodness, what a match. I still cannot tell you who's going to win this. I want to give Vivi the edge, but his resources just don't look good. It's because he's creating all the time, and because of the lack of lumberjacks. And oh, Tatoh finds the lumberjacks. So Tatoh can kill the lumberjacks, kill the farmers. Unreal game. And Tatoh, oh, he's going into crossbow now. That's not the best choice to Slavs, but I think it works out here. I definitely think it works out. Tatoh has more resources in the bank. And the population, actually Tato's in the lead. And oh, Tatoh also is going to go into champions. Now, champions would be fantastic versus the Halbs and the show tells. At least decent versus the show tells. Combine that with the crossbow, though, that's good. The issue would be the mobility, so he would not have the mobility of the hussars. You need to decide on just how many units you're creating and of which type. And Tatoh, 148 bills, guys. He's going to lose about 15 of them here. And it's getting worse here as well. Oh man, he's going to drop down. He's going to drop way down. I think the reason Tatoh has more deaths is because the amount of vills he's lost to Shotel warriors. How much does Vivi have queued up? Okay, I'll toggle through his barracks at the moment. Like almost every barracks is... This is single queue, so they have to do this as a player. It's crazy. Every barracks has a halberdier queued up, and he'll continue to go through them, I imagine. Now, this would force Vivi to add archers, then. Because that's how you kill the champions. Vivi doesn't have the gold for that. Despite having 4 relics, he does not have the gold for that. And Tatoh, he has the golds. So with hussars and champions and crossbows, I think Tatoh's composition is better. At least in the main engagement, but the raids is really what's killing him. They're sharing wood down here. Yeah, the show tells. Look at this. Tatoh's at 148 vills a moment ago. Now look at his vill count. The show tells killing farmers. It's not even just about killing vills. It's just how much wood you need to keep adding farms. Tatoh's had farms in the south, in the east, in the west. Okay, not in the west, but in the north. He's had them everywhere. He needs so much wood for that, and Tatoh does have wood control. Is Vivi gonna tech switch now? Vivi has the score lead. That's due to the kills, but I'm not so sure that he has the lead in this game. Tatoh has the mobility. Tatoh has the crossbows. Tatoh, he has the long swords. He might not be able to get to two-handed swordsman. Yeah, look at the micro from Tatoh. He'll kill the Shotel warriors. He will kill the halberdiers, and that is gold down the drain for Vivi. Unreal game of Age of Empires 2. So this is a perfect example of why do pros play Arabia, because this is the only map that can provide so many talking points in one single game, in a 1v1. I think Vivi needs something to kill the crossbows. And now he's making ranges. So he'll try and go into Elite Skirm, which is of course awkward, up against the Hussars and the what will be two-handed swordsmen. However, he will have Shotels and Skirms, so maybe that will be enough for him. Just think he's lacking wood and lacking food. He's on stone out here, which he might use for a castle or just to sell for gold. Well, Tatoh, his population is ahead once again. He has more vills and more military now. And I like his composition more than ever. The longswords need to tank in front. The crossbows, they're not fantastic. He doesn't get Arbalest as Slavs. So if the longswords die, the crossbows could die! The Shotel warrior's so fast! Oh my goodness, what a game! What a game! Tatoh has no relics. He has no golds. Vivi still hitting his farmers down here, still denying this wood here. Giant Apple says easy to talk. Yeah, anyone who judges these players, this is what their current point of view looks like. Like, that's what their point of view looks like. So, if you see one unit, or like one group that might look misplaced, this is non-stop movement. Non-stop movement. And again, it's a single queue, so they can't just select all their barracks, right-click, and queue up halves. They have to toggle through them. So, it's just... Expert Age of Empires 2 is incredible stuff. Shotel's better than Knights? Ah, yeah, it would be better than Knights here. Tatoh doesn't have the gold, that's the issue. He invested in the two-handed swordsman, but like, even the skirms in mass will kill the longswords. So it's back to Hussars for Tatoh. Najib says, YouTube said you were live, so I came to say hello, welcome, man. And you picked a great game to join. And you gotta be careful with these skirmishers, Vivi. You gotta get some halves in the mix, and that's what he's going to do now. Here they come. This capped ram getting battered down by villagers. Longswords on Vivi's wood line. Vivi already here with a few Shotels. Oh my goodness gracious. Now Tatoh, he still has this TC. I think Vivi realizes that. 183 to 188 in population. Okay, so this game has gone on for a very, very long time. So, Twitch, I need you to say who you think's gonna win this and why. Like, just make a guess. I'm not gonna judge you if you get it wrong. But it seems to me like Tatoh... I mean, eventually Vivi will run out of this wood, and then Tatoh will definitely have more wood control. It might be benefiting Tatoh that he is in different spots on the map, because then Vivi, when he arrives to one base, there's still two others that are not being touched. I really don't know. Vivi, me fan Tatoh. Okay. Vamos, Tatito. I mean, I love both these players. Tato's one of my favorite people in the community, and Vivi's one of my favorite players. I'm sure if I could speak Chinese, then I'd love Vivi's personality too, but I can't. now the lack of bloodlines on the Hussars, the lack of Hussars in general could hurt Ethiopians. So Tatoh going into his own skirms. And Hussars. The skirms will kill the Halbs and the Hussars will finish off the skirms. Now Vivi, he's invested into a Treb, which we've seen a couple times. That's not cheap at this stage of the game. But he will kill this town center and Tato's gonna lose another batch of villagers. Unreal game. And this is as Tatoh pushes towards Vivi's TC here. Now also, Vivi is here with Lightcap. Vivi is here with Lightcap. Tatoh is there defending at every single base. We have 5 different engagements ongoing. And that's on top of them creating villagers, on top of them creating the military. Then they have to control it. This is amazing. Vivi just would not die early on in this game, would he? Feudal Age, Castle Age, kind of an afterthought now. He wouldn't die. I thought he had the game, and then Tatoh wouldn't die, and Tatoh still won't die, and neither player wants to give this up. Please confirm Showtails look like Ninja Turtles. I need this. Yes, they do, Quinbo. Slice. Oh my word, what a match. What a match. Do not look away. Cancel all your plans. This could go on until there's no wood left. Now, seriously though, if Tatoh focuses here, and Tatoh can focus here, I guess here as well, there's no wood then for Vivi. Tatoh has wood mainly in the north now, as everything in the south has been cleaned up, except for this woman who's holding down the fort. And Vivi lost lumberjacks here too, so maybe Tatoh can go there. Tatoh's even running out of wood in the north. This area is awkward because Vivi, like, this is where their main engagement is currently happening. Proudy says, T90 official, is this going to YouTube? No, it's not good enough for YouTube. I don't think YouTube would enjoy this. It's not quality enough. Not good, man. It has to be better. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So you can say hello to your mothers and your future selves and, you know the drill. Whoever you want to say hello to on YouTube, give them a shout out. Now, even the hills will be important here. This map is really perfect, isn't it? Because this hill gives Vivi an advantage, but this hill gives Tatoh an advantage, so it makes it difficult to push. Oh, the Showtail's coming around from behind. Do not underestimate the Showtail warriors. I've done that before in this cast, and versus skirmishers, especially as the skirms have minimum range, they can do real work. And Tatoh will run to his TC, and run to the hill as well. This might be very hard to follow, and I can definitely understand that, because everywhere you look, there's action of some kind. Tatoh has 40 idle vills at the moment. I think it's because after this attack, he had to react to it, and he hasn't been able to sort that out yet. That's a lot of clicking. When you have 20 vills just doing nothing, you have to... Oh, man, that... That's so frustrating. Sometimes I just build new farms, because it's a lot easier to build new farms than to click to old farms, but... due to the lack of wood for both players, that might not even be possible. So Vivi has wood here, and wood here. He has... How many lumberjacks? He has 26 lumberjacks versus Tatoh's 36 lumberjacks. And Tatoh has pikemen, and Tatoh has elite skirm. Vivi's going to... siege ram. Now at this stage of the game, normally what you'll see is mass trash, and if you're making gold units, it is siege. In this case, I think the Showtails is a good move for Vivi. That's what Vivi's doing. And oh, this could be it. That's a lot of military for Tatoh to deal with. This could be it. If Vivi can get all of his numbers right here now, and one single ram, you take out the barracks, you take out the stables, you take out the TC. 190 pop versus 144. Has Vivi done it now? He stepped it up a notch here. He's still distracting Tatoh in his base here. And this is the main area for Tatoh. And oh, Tatoh's losing far too many villas. He's going to go below 100 villagers. Tatoh only has 100 food. That could be because he's trying to create trash units. But I think this blow has finished off the game. I think Vivi has finally done this. I think Tatoh will have to give it up. He just hit 2k6. He got the points from Vivi. but I don't know if he can come back from it at this stage. Here, he's trying to raid a little bit, which is the right idea, but he runs into Castle Fire, and there are units already here from Vivi, and Tatoh does not have the numbers to save everything here. And Vivi's doing the wise thing, splitting up his Showtells, even cleaning up the Hussars here. The Siege Ram's still alive, and we'll probably go for the TC. I think Vivi has just done this. The TC will die. The villagers inside, they will die. Tato's at 80 vills. He's only at 17 military. Of the 80 vills he has 30 idols. And now Vivi has 100, just like that, 100 more population. And Tatoh calls the GG. What a game. What a game. Oh my goodness. Okay, with a show of ones in the chat, how many people thought Vivi was dead in Feudal Age and Castle Age? Give me a 1 if you feel like he was dead. I'm not gonna type in chat, but I felt like he was dead. I would be typing a 1 right now if I was a viewer. Instead, the game lasted this long, and somehow, some way he came back. What a game, man. I mean, Tatoh as well. He did fall behind in the early Treb push, and his conversions and his pickoffs of the siege was so clutch. I can't even recap that game. You just have to watch all of it again. There's so many talking points, from Feudal Age with the towers and the skirms and the archers and the pickoffs, to Castle Age with the map control, to the faster Imperials from both, the siege. I said that I can't recap it. I'm recapping it. I understand that. The siege, the wood control, the farm control, the map control, the relics, and then the unit compositions and the creation speed. Oh, boy. Almost feels like these guys are machines, man. That is why I'm not surprised when people say, yeah, T90, I don't really play Age of Empires 2, but I love to watch it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense after seeing a game like that. So there's the KD. There's the eco stats. Now, the golds does not surprise me, due to the fact that Vivi, he had the extra gold in the south. He had one of Tato's golds. I believe he took some of the secondary gold from Tatoh, like 2 of the secondary golds. Now, this could also be because of some market abuse or the relics, maybe. I mean, you got 2,000 more or 1,500 more gold with the relics. Crazy game. Just look at the timeline. Look how bad it was for Vivi in the Feudal and Castle Age. And then just this huge military blurb or blob. Well played, Vivi. I should say, YouTube, if you'd like to check out the Twitch stream, click the links below in the video description. The other thing is, this is not, as far as I know, a part of a best of 5 or best of 7. So just to clarify, if you're waiting for the next game, they might stop here. I hope they don't, but this is not a show match. This is just a regular rated game. Stuttering Steve says, hey, for a guy who hasn't played this game in over a decade, how would you recommend getting back into it? All these new stats and build orders, etc. seems a bit much for an old timer. Dude, the beauty of this game, Stuttering Steve, is that you can be a complete noob and have a good time, and you can also be at this level and have a good time. This can be overwhelming. If you're trying to do this, good luck, because I've been playing for 5 years and I'm 600 points away from Tatoh. So, yeah, that's the beauty of Age of Empires 2. You can be the noob, the biggest noob, and have a good time, or you can be a pro. So my recommendation, as they are going to play again, is to work on build orders and hotkeys. So top players are very good at it, but the keys to the game are using hotkeys so you can cycle through your buildings and town centers, and then learning some build orders. And that's just where your villas go at what times. If you would like to learn hotkeys, there are default hotkeys. It just takes you a week or 2 of playing consistently to really get them down, and then you don't have to think about it. And then the other thing with build orders, you can check out with a link. I have !builds in the chat, and you can type that for a link. And also I can recommend Tato's YouTube and Stark's YouTube. They have fantastic build order guides, and I'm sure someone can link that for you. All right, they're starting the next match soon. I had very little time to talk to chat and catch up with people, so good to see you guys enjoyed that game. That was pretty sick. Shapato, thank you for the new Prime sub, man. Chaos Hound, thank you for the 420. Formatted, gifting the sub to Kit Bentley. Kit, enjoy the emotes. Armans, thank you for the Prime. Chaos, thank you so much for the 2 months as well. That's the 420. And Sightmoth, thank you for the 7. Chosenall, oh my goodness, there was a lot that went on there. Chosenall, we have a Twitch baby now, man. Thank you for 9 months. Idenall, I think we're all caught up with Idenall. Thank you for 18. Guys, once again, if you're looking to support the stream, the best way to do so is with a sub, like many of you guys have done today. Thank you. Alright, so many people might be interested just how many points Tatoh lost there. He lost 21 points. He lost 21 puntos. So now he would need to get 2 or 3 victories to get back to 2.6k. But he at least did it. So River Plation, also known as Mundal AoE, he's a Spanish caster. He has almost 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. He does a really good job. Even though I don't speak Spanish, I can like his energy levels. So I actually, when I got 2K on Vuplay, I got it from him. He was just under 2K, and as was I, and I won 2 games, and that's how I got it. And since we're at a pretty close level, he wants to do a show match. And so next week, I'm going to play on stream, and we'll do a best of 7, and then he can stream. I believe he streams on YouTube, and we can stream to our audiences. Like, we have a lot of Spanish speakers who might want to see that. Okay, so any questions? Any other questions? A man says, embarrassed it took me this long to figure out the Prime sub dynamic. This was long overdue. Love the channel, T90. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's pretty simple once you once you do it, you're like, wow, that was easy. Don't be embarrassed, man. I'm showing you the game room chat. Oh man, okay. Love that says, do you think it would be nice if Age of Empires 2 had an actual attack move command? The way some RTS games like StarCraft do, something other than patrolling. I know that on the HD edition there's attack move, and the only reason you would use attack move is because the patrol doesn't work correctly. I mean, I believe this was explained to me before, and sorry that I'm ignorant, but can you explain the difference to me again? I don't see how anything can be better than patrol, at least when it comes to Age of Empires 2. What do you think it is that makes Australia so great? Well, it has to be all the deadly animals. How can you not appreciate life when you could lose it any second to a scorpion or something? Just kidding. Attica says, did you watch Viper's insight video for Battle of Africa? If so, what did you think about his words on AM trying to downplay Tyrant's win? Don't know exactly what you're talking about. I know the video. I didn't watch all 2 hours of it, though. I can appreciate some of his insights. I feel when I watch, like I listen to his insight, and it's really cool to see how the players prepared and everything. But a lot of that, like a lot of the things that he was explaining, at least I was aware of already. There were a few like key points I was like, wow, I didn't think about it that way. That was really cool. But I really appreciate Viper doing that. Tatoh did that for his Spanish YouTube as well. Tatoh, he immediately after the games, actually, he got online and started talking through like their strategy choices. It's really cool to see pro players doing that. I mean, more and more we're having pro players do that. I referenced Stark and Tatoh earlier with their build order videos. I'll tell you what, if you can find a Stark stream, he's really good at explaining things. And I think Stark is better than any pro at explaining things while he plays. Like everyone, that was a messy deer push from Vivi. Any pro that's streaming nowadays tries to explain it, but Stark is talking almost non-stop like I do when I cast about it. And he is very good at it. I have to give that guy props for what he does. Definitely deserves some more support. We indeed didn't practice. Not sure how that's downplaying their win. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I didn't watch the video, and I don't want to get into this conversation too much. but I feel like Viper wouldn't use those words. You know what I mean? I know Viper pretty well. I feel like Viper wouldn't say that Aftermath was trying to downplay the win, regardless of if they did or not. I mean, Aftermath, I spoke to, well, I didn't speak to them, I shouldn't lie. I heard, you know, some of the conversation, and they said they didn't practice as much as they should have, and it is what it is, but it doesn't really downplay Tyrant's performance, right? It just means it is what it is. Anywho, we got a new game here. The last game was amazing. I mean, we needed some time to talk about something else, right? We have Franks for Tatoh this time around to hit 2k6 today. One of 5 or 6 individuals to do that. And then we have Mayans for Vivi. Vivi, once again, he likes his forwards. And this time around, he's going to have very forward resources, so you could probably justify that. Normally, if you have a bad map, you want to go aggressive. Let's touch on it quickly. He has a wood line here. Main, secondary gold, so in the same area. If he loses one of his golds, he'll probably lose both. His main stone is forwards. He does have a gold in this corner for later on. And he has this stone here. I mean, wood will be an issue. Once he chops through this, he has to leave his base and go very far away from home to get wood. Now, Tatoh, I saw on the minimap, this is not going to be great for him. His map is disgusting. When a player's on straggler trees instead of building a lumber camp this early, that normally means that that they're struggling for wood. Now, what he's actually done is he's gone for berries quickly, which might just be intentional, like an intentional build order switch due to the fact that Franks collect berries faster. You could see a very fast uptime with that, but anywho, his wood lines here, and that's not ideal. Just missing out on his sheep. Has his boars very early. Main gold's forward, secondary gold's forward, and the third is also here. So this is a map that Vivi will be licking his lips on. And Vivi, he hasn't scouted all of it just yet, but a forward gold is enough for him, and again, he's trying to palisade stragglers.
I'm back.
What's up, Hart? Good to see you, man. Good to see you in chat. Thank you for the 2 months. So I think Tatoh could do 20 population up with this easily. For those that don't know, foragers work 25% faster, and normally you go to the mill a bit later than Tatoh did. So not only does he forage faster, but he went very early. And that's quite a good counter to someone going aggressive versus you in feudal age, just upping to the next age faster. And instead of building 2 lumber camps to go scouts, he'll probably just stay on 1. So he'll save 100 wood. He'll just have to make sure that he micros these villagers, because the reason you go for 2 lumber camps is because it can be inefficient on 1. Oh, and he's going to stone early. Or was thinking about it, at least. Maybe he expects Vivi to come forward. He has not scouted Vivi at all, so I doubt he'll go forward himself. Now, Vivi... archers? I guess archers for Vivi. So, I mean, it could be forward ranges, but this is a bit slower than some of his previous games. Advanced on 23 villagers, that's 24 population. That normally means archers, and so does 3 on gold. And farm upgrades free. Yeah, it's quite a good civ for a fast uptime nowadays. It's one of my favorite civs. I love playing as Franks. As Franks, you can go scouts, and you can have lots of food eco really quick, so as long as you can wall your base up, which Tatoh can't, but as long as you can get some walls up, sometimes you can just stay with maybe 5 to 6 scouts and advance to Castle Age and go knights. And then in the Castle Age, the counter to your knights would be monks, which you can avoid. And then pikemen, which you can also avoid. And then you can have the cheap castles, build the castles, and maybe go for like a progressive castle push, like slowly push across the map with a few castles. Like one here, one here, one here, and add throwing axemen. You know what, I take all that back. This is just very slow uptime for Vivi. This is a bit weird. Maybe he'll go with forward ranges and man-at-arms. I mean, still, he's going to have 4 of them. And he's probably going for towers as well, because it's Vivi. Yep. There we go. Oh, I thought that was a mining camp. I freaked out. Woo! Glad that wasn't a mining camp. Tatoh is just wondering, like, hey, what's this guy doing? Using his new scout to go to the right-hand side and using his main scout to try and scout Vivi's base, which he has now found. That's the one bad thing for Tatoh, is he hasn't seen what his opponent's going for, and thus he might not expect this, and oh my goodness, Vivi swoops in at the perfect time. Oh, this could be bad. There's the tower, the man-at-arms, and the woodline. Tatoh doesn't notice this. He does not notice this. That's one villager down. It'll probably stay one villager, but again, the lack of wood will be a problem. Hopefully, the lumberjacks will have enough wood for a new lumber camp, and he can go over here. He doesn't have the stragglers because Vivi palisaded them. And yeah, it's just a late tower rush forward for Vivi, but it's worked out. And now he walls up his villagers on gold and stone. He builds a few defensive spears, and he's completely safe at home. This guy is really strong with these strategies. StarCraft nails the micro and group engagements, but after the collision really frustrates me, even though at this point it became part of the game. Okay, so I might have missed some of the comparisons between like StarCraft unit comps and like armies and patrols. I know you had mentioned that earlier, and I didn't really have a chance to look at it. Like I've seen StarCraft point of view. Those guys are amazing. Like, the best of the best are amazing. But the thing is, with StarCraft, you're a lot more dependent on your speed. And in Age of Empires, while being fast is certainly helpful and it's necessary at this level, you can do so much more with just strategy and like map awareness and game knowledge and game sense. In StarCraft, you can probably have, now again, I'm saying this as an inexperienced StarCraft player, but I believe that you can have a lot of game knowledge, but if you're slow and you can't implement it, that's a huge issue at the high levels. And here, there are top players who are much slower, but they can do quite well still. So Tato's lost his stable. That's a bit of a problem for him. He's gone out to this gold, which he's built a tower on. Vivi notices this. You can bet he's going to try and tower from this side later on. And Tatoh had to build a market so he could purchase his next tower, because he doesn't have access to his stones, as his stones are here. I mean, this is all... As long as Vivi keeps his villas alive, he'll lose one vill. As long as Vivi continues to push here, he's going to deny a lot of farm space from Tatoh and just a lot of resources in general. Now, at the moment, Tatoh, he can't afford to counterattack. He already went forward and saw that there's spears and walls, so it's going to be tough for him. He can't build counter towers, so these two farms might as well be deleted, because this cannot be engaged. And Tatoh has to try and delay this push from Vivi as much as possible. And Vivi helping him a little bit by almost losing that man-at-arm. I think Viper was top 200 in SC2 after playing for like almost a year. When he took his break from AOC 2 years ago, before like my stream and his stream really started to blow up again. Well, actually, hold on. Viper's stream was actually the biggest stream back then, was it not? He just didn't like stream much. But anyway, he got top 100 EU, and I assume that's very good. But Viper isn't the best example, because Viper is amazing. He's very fast. He rarely misclicks. So Viper might be the one guy who can compete, but if the comparison in general, I think that Viper, the reason he's good is because of his speed and because of his knowledge. I feel that lower level player comes down to how much you spend on the game, whether it's AoE2, StarCraft, or any other game. Well, I think that's RTSs in general, because you have to have a lot of knowledge. I think that's RTSs in general. Oh, Tatoh, look at this. You see how he repositioned his scouts there? He got in front of the tower, so that villager got wedged in. And Vivi, well, he's going to go to this wood line. Tatoh had to sell resources so he could have the gold to purchase another tower. I mean, it's definitely not ideal to not have stone and to be on this gold if you're Tatoh, but... Oh no. I can't tell if that was deleted or not. I feel like Tatoh just killed that tower foundation. It was on 2 HP. The Vivi just lost that stone. Vivi, be careful, man. He doesn't see the scouts. He doesn't know they're coming, and Tatoh once again. See, it looked like Tatoh went forward. Tatoh once again should get a Vil pick. Oh, send one scout in there, Tatoh. Use the tower. Get it. He wants that so badly. Yeah, Vivi, not really going anywhere with his towers at the moment. I guess he's coming back this way. Yeah, okay, he's going to try and tower the gold. Maybe he could still deny the gold from Tatoh. He doesn't have this one. He doesn't have this one. If this tower goes up, he won't have this one either. There's a weak villain here. He's on the correct side. Man, I would hate playing Vivi so much. I would die so quickly to Vivi. His style is so tough. There we go. The villager goes down. But the tower goes up for Vivi. And Tato's tower is denied. Now, Tatoh, I believe, was trying to go for a tower at Vivi's base. Oh, he's going to try and get the stone, but Vivi sees this. And Tatoh might have run into wolves, or either way, he has weak villagers here that Vivi could pick off with a few spears, or even his own villagers. And see, he's doubling down on the towers now because he knows that this is where Tato's golds are. If there's one thing you learn from Vivi, it is how to play the map. He's denied the woods, the stones, and the golds. He's so good at playing the map. It is unreal. Oh, but Tatoh, you know what? He can take the stone because he's arrived with his scouts now. And he's picked off one villager, I think, and the 2 spears. Losing a scout or 2 there in the process. Wow. I love casting Vivi games. I mean, I would hate it if I'm a player again. Tato's doing a nice job to hold on here, but Tatoh, he only has 50 food. Vivi has 500 because his farms have been safe. Vivi's so good with these strategies. Now, Tatoh is going to try and counter tower. He has this archer range. Remember, he has a weak villain here. Yeah, he will lose one, and you're running into more T90 woos, and the tower goes up for Vivi, so I think Vivi's looking very good in this game. After winning last game in astounding fashion, that game went on for so long. I think this game as well will be good, but probably not as long at this rate. See, this has happened twice today now. Vivi, he builds the stragglers on Tato's, he builds the palisades on Tato's stragglers, and then he builds something forward, and he ends up running into tower fire. It happened in game 1 as well. And yeah, Tatoh calls it GG. I don't think that's a big surprise, seeing as Tatoh doesn't have his gold. He was soon going to lose farm space. Vivi has 500 food, and he's completely safe at home, and these villagers will soon have to run for Tatoh. And Tatoh is at like 137 food, so he would have never hit Castle Age in time. What a game for Vivi. Like, that's something that you could easily not appreciate. But both stones, 3 towers. Main gold, towered. Secondary gold's towered. Woodline, farm soon going to be towered. That's not easy to pull off when you're up against Frank scouts with extra HP and all that mobility that Tatoh's so good with. Okay, 12 units killed there for Tatoh, but not enough in the end. He just didn't have the food, man, and he knew that once Vivi hit castle, he would be dead. That was pure map control from Vivi. Will they play again? Fingers crossed? Stay awake, Vivi? Yes. Super late. Isn't it like 3 a.m. or something in China? What time is it in China? I don't know. But they're playing again. Okay. Vivi up 2-1 now. And every time Vivi gets a victory, he's closing in on the #1 spot on the ladder, because he's getting Tato's puntos. And since we've talked about this a lot today, I guess I'll point out the current ladder. Once again, here we are. Yo is now #1, so Yo's not playing any 1v1s at the moment. But Tato's now #2. So in about 2 hours, Tatoh went from...
to watch the stream anymore, but I'm loving the YouTube highlights. Also, my wife thought your whole night story was funny because I've done similar things with my job, talking about my students. Keep up the good work.
I thought you were going to say that your wife found that story attractive, and you're going to be in a pickle, man. Thank you for 5 months. Glad to see you like the YouTube content. Thank you for stopping by and subbing anyhow. KK Death Hunter, thank you as well for 2. So this is just the ladder, okay? This is just points from playing rated games. So again, if you're in the top 20, you could be first or you could be 20th. It just depends on how often you've been playing and who you've been playing against. Like Fire, I'm going to use him as an example. I'm assuming he wasn't, like he was playing Metal RTS to get his win streak and his points. So if Metal is not in the top 20, I don't think he deserves to be there just yet. So it depends who you play and when you play and all of that. So Tatoh had a 13-game win streak. He was 2K6, and now he's down to second because he's lost a few games to Vivi. So the top 20 is pretty solidified. Just delete the arena-only players from the top 20, and it's pretty much the top 20 in the world. Like Tim has 2 accounts here, Vivi has 2 accounts here, MBL has 2 accounts here. So they definitely deserve their spot. I think Doubt, like, you have to be choosy with your opponents. Doubt lost 4 games to MBL. And they played quite a few games. I guess Doubt hasn't played 1v1s in almost a week. He will play tomorrow, by the way, on this stream. The countdown is below the video. Doubt and Box will play a best of 7 tomorrow, but Doubt lost the last 4 games he played against MBL. That's why he's 20th. Any top British players? Well, looking out the window today, believe it or not, the highest rated British players are all in deathmatch, and that's also very similar to the United States. For some reason, like, there are some really good British deathmatch players, and there are some amazing deathmatch players from the United States. But when it comes to RM, which is what this is, not so good. I mean, they're good, they're just not fantastic. Vivi lives in Guangdong. Do you know, nameless streamer, what time it is for him? Did somebody say that? It's like, oh, there's a 12-hour difference? Okay, you said that. Gotcha. Cool. Well, thank God they've been playing. Happy Friday, everybody. You guys might be finishing up with school, or you might still have some papers to write or exams to complete this coming week. I'm not sure. But the weekend is coming up, so hopefully you're off on the weekends or able to enjoy it. I will be streaming tomorrow. I will be off on Sunday for Mother's Day. But yeah, we got another 1v1 here for this Friday evening, or it could even be Saturday. It could be like 3 a.m. Saturday for many of you. I guess it depends on where you're from. Actually, let's do that again. And say where you're from in the chat. I'm curious how many countries are represented here. Vivi gets Ethiopians again for game 4. And then Britons for Tatoh. This is a fun civ matchup. Both strong archer civs. Vivi has won the last 2 games after Tatoh won the first one to get 2K6. Let's see here. Yeah, so we got some Aussies. It's technically Saturday for you, right? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we got people from all over the world watching this stream. That's good to hear. Vivi has won the last 2 games, and he's won the last 2 games by being aggressive with forwards. And game 1, he lost when he failed with his forward. Towers, forwards, it's all high risk, high reward. You can win the game and get a really good advantage from it, or you can really struggle and lose the game pretty quickly, which is sometimes what happens to Vivi. Now, this map is, you know, I'd say it's pretty good if Tato's TC was maybe over here. But seeing as Tato's here, it could be a struggle. The gold is forward, the secondary stone is forward. This wood line isn't the best option for him. And of course, he doesn't know where Tatoh is yet, so he might choose this. And he does have this wood line and the secondary gold behind, and then he has his main stone behind as well. But it's almost like this isn't behind his town center. If Tatoh was in the south, then it would be, but Tatoh, he's in the west. And Tato's map? Well, it sucks with stone placement, and we know what Vivi likes to do. Main stone forward for Tatoh, and the secondary stone on the other side of this wood line. The golds can be solid. He can wall off here, and he can protect this gold. All 3 of his golds on this in this area as well. This could be tough for Tatoh. Assuming Vivi goes forward with towers, he can tower both of these wood lines, and then Tatoh will have no wood, and he'll have no stone. So I think all eyes have to be on Tatoh for this one. Grim Gerbil says, for the 24-hour stream, what time will you start? So it'll be June 2nd. I picked that because I figured a lot of students will be finished with school, and it's also a weekend for those that might be a working class. It'll be June 2nd at 7 a.m. EST, which I believe is 11 GMT. It's 11 a.m. for those of you in GMT. So that'll be different for a lot of people. I don't expect people to be there for the full 24 hours, obviously. But that would definitely be a day where you could find a big chunk of time to stop by and enjoy the stream. And definitely a day you should as well, because I have a lot of cool things planned. Have my last final on the 6th. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I asked a bunch of students what would be the best weekend, and Dux is actually a professor in the States, so I asked him. Apparently, I've been misinformed. Yeah, EDT. EDT, sorry. I'm used to saying EST. We call it EDT, just so no one's confused. So, Britons, a civ that oftentimes goes drush into archers. In this situation, we might see a lot of skirmishers because they both make good archers, so it would be foolish to go archers and have them catch you out, expecting that by going skirms. The issue with the drush would be you delay your feudal age, and then you can't build counter towers. Tatoh is soon going to wall this off, I imagine. And it would be a fantastic map for a drush, but I think the meta's shifted more towards going with something like man-at-arms, and then into archers and skirms. Hey T90, what's the game? It's a 1v1, Ruins Brain. It's a 1v1 on Arabia. Yeah, I think we'll see man-at-arms from Vivi. I'm just guessing it's a forward. I'm not even looking at his eco or how he's distributed things. I'm assuming it's a forward because it's Vivi. But if he wanted to play this from home, he could build a barracks. He gets plus 100 food and plus 100 gold when he enters the next stage with his civ. So he'll have the easy man-at-arms upgrade and get some extra gold for maybe archers or whatever else he might want. Eco upgrades. Next villager will probably build that barracks. And Vivi, just like every single game, he's at Tato's base already scouting. And he sees this stone, he sees the wood, he sees the TC, and if he sees this stone, I think he decides to go forward. He's looking for it. That's definitely on his mind right now. Vivi stole... Oh, he did steal sheep. I saw blue sheep in the middle of the map, but for some reason I assumed they were going towards Tatoh. Well, Tatoh... Say what you want about Vivi. Tatoh, he gave Vivi his sheep in the game he got 2k6. It was the first game. And Vivi, he's not messing around. He's trying to... being very aggressive and trying to get these victories. Which is fair. I mean, I wouldn't like it. Let's see, does he steal this? Nah, he sent it to Tatoh, okay. Only stole 2. Sir Thundercrotch says, that stone from Tatoh looks like a penis. I am not surprised that Sir Thundercrotch would see that. I think Tatoh builds 2 ranges, and he goes straight into skirmishers. And he'll surrender full map control when he does that, because he needs time to get the trash rolling. And there's the barracks now for Vivi, and he is coming forward. So again, he gets plus 100 food, plus 100 golds. And this is all expected. Vivi knows about the stones. He really should do this on this map, because otherwise he's not going to be able to get in and do damage to Tatoh. And Tatoh probably expects this, because we've seen 3 games prior to this, and in all 3, it has been a forward from Vivi. 97% of his games, he goes for that. Now, he's not gone the stone. We'll probably build a tower eventually, and then maybe go on Tato's stone. And Tatoh, he does not see a barracks at home for Vivi, so he might assume a forward. Normally, if there's a barracks at home, that means the player's staying at home, but if there's not a barracks now, yeah, that means there's probably some pressure coming your way, Tatoh. And Tatoh... There's a tower going up, so Tato's decision is A, build a counter tower, which would probably be too late, or B, defend the next wood line with your only tower you can build, and that's what he's doing. And Vivi spotted that. So Tatoh is just going to run from this one, and run to his other wood line, and I think this is the wise decision, because had he built a counter tower, Vivi is okay with losing his tower. He can just soon build another one, and Tatoh wouldn't be able to. This is a smart decision. Spears and skirms and all kinds of trash for Vivi now. Full map control for him. And oh, what's this from Tatoh? Oh, he's trying to wall this off. Okay. And, well, he added a stable. Weird. And the stable's not going to do anything for him here. Like, sure, the spear, that kills the scout, but beyond that, his scouts, I guess they can counterattack. Vivi recognizing that, sending a spear back home. It's 97.1%, yeah. Chaos, the 97.1% thing, so like maybe over a year ago now, Viper, he created a video, and it was 97% of people will not believe how this game ends or something. So clickbait, of course, but everyone was like, haha, hilarious, Viper's a god, funny, I love it. So I was like, oh, okay. And people were calling me clickbait that month when I was just doing stuff like having the T90 OMG emote. So I said, okay. Vivi, you can't go through here. So I said, okay. And I uploaded a video that was 97.1% of people will not believe how this game ends. Which was kind of true because you couldn't predict that ending. The game was fantastic. And then everyone, I got like hundreds of dislikes. Everyone's like, T90's a clickbaiter. And I love Viper. Like, he's awesome, you know? He's one of my good friends in the community. But I'm sitting there thinking, like, come on. You don't even blink an eye when Viper does it? Then I do it as a joke off Viper's video? And everybody gives me hatred? That was basically why I did it, because I wanted to test the community's response. But yeah, I keep bringing that up kind of to continue with the meme. Oh, nice micro from Tatoh there. Nice micro, but another spear arrives now for Vivi. And this could be micro down too. And Vivi has walled up this wood line and has the spears patrolling on his eco at home. Really just trying to keep the towers going up on the front. And he wanted to sneak back here and tower this. Tatoh has walled this off to prevent him from getting through. That's a really big deal. Now, here we go. Tatoh microing. The spear that was next to the berries ran over to the wood line, expecting Tatoh to be there. And Tatoh was not there. In fact, I think there's a hole here. Oh, no, there's a tree. Never mind. Tatoh thought there was a hole as well. Yeah, Tatoh gets a Vil pick. The problem is he's losing a lot of space. He's down in skirm numbers, so he can try and defend with skirms. But he's only going to lose more map control. Viper can do no wrong. Don't you know that already? Yeah, it kind of bothers me. It bothers me as a caster because I'll see a team game or something. I mean, it's not Viper's fault, of course. Like, let's say we see a team game with Tyrant, and Viper's really the one who makes the mistake or makes the wrong strategic move. Everyone always blames somebody else, you know? And it's unfair on... It's also unfair on people who beat Viper. When Viper wins a game, everyone says, oh, Viper was trolling. Even if it's a tournament game, people will say, oh, Viper was just trying to let the series go on longer. And that's not true. Viper would tell you it's not true. And I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to some of the other players, you know? Like, that's the one thing that bothers me a little bit at times. Because it's not fair to the other players. Especially Jordan. Jordan has received a lot of hate that is unnecessary, in my opinion. Lately. Okay, here's a tower on the front. This tower slightly in range of Tatoh's. I think Tatoh hits this. Okay, Tatoh can hit this. Oh, this is going to be a really good move from Tatoh. Okay, so Tatoh loses 2 farms. He still doesn't have this wood line, but I want to talk about what he's doing now. You see how he's kept the scouts alive? So, the spears are here to counter the scouts. This is a really important transition that you can learn. If you're going scouts, and your opponent has a lot of spears, make archers or skirms, kill the spears, and then your scouts kill everything. And that's exactly what Tatoh has tried to do here. Now, Vivi is forced to chase him. Now, Tatoh, he should turn around here with the scouts and just attack these skirms. I don't know why he hasn't. Well, yeah, I still think he could have done that, but he's keeping Vivi on the run. Now, Vivi, almost every single time he goes forward, he accepts the fact that his economy is not going to be as strong. And he's hoping that whatever map control that he has will give him an advantage if he can hold out to the next stage. Your priorities are well ordered. Thank you. Hey, Quonage. Hope you're enjoying work. So, question for you guys. Did Twitch launch an update or something today? Because I saw some people mentioning how every time someone else would type in the chat, it would have their username for whatever reason. Now, on my Twitch pop-out, every time someone does at, like for example, at Quonage. See, at Quonage, I thought that was at T90 official. Normally, it would be highlighted. Like Grim Gerbil was saying, Quonage, you're at work, your priorities are perfect. And I thought he was saying that to me because it's highlighted. It normally wasn't highlighted when other people did at T90 or at anybody else. So I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, but did that change for other people? Because I don't agree with that change. Mortality says same. Okay. Yeah, all ats are highlighted. That makes it so difficult for me as a caster. That's so weird. I'll have to try and fix that with the better TTV extension. Because I used to always assume that if it was highlighted, people were talking to me. And now I've responded to like 2 things that weren't even meant for me. Okay, so Vivi, he's building defensive towers now. He's on stone at home. He might want to get to those show tells he went for earlier. And he's added his own scouts, which is not an awful idea. And Tatoh also got scale barding on his scouts. I heard a villager die here. And Tatoh trying to protect this side of the wood line, and he is protecting this gold, and he still has his main gold. It's really just the stone and the wood that's awkward for him. Now that's an engagement that Vivi can take until Tatoh realizes, and now he runs away. Good move. And, oh, this is not good from Tatoh. Not good at all. Oh, that could be big trouble for him. That could be big trouble for him. He has weaker scouts. There's more scouts now from Vivi. Despite upgrades, Vivi can win this fight. And that's going to force some more scouts or some spears. And the spears can't come out. Tatoh can't send spears out of that barracks. A good pressure from Vivi. Your highlight should be a different color, right? Yeah, it's red. Like, it has a little red tint to it. But I always responded to the main @ symbol for whatever reason. Like, Better TTV has the red on it, but I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it to be like that. Yeah, they're different color for you as well. It's just, like, for me, I have very little time to think about it. I just glance over. And so I think the red should maybe be a bit darker or something. But I'll deal with it. I was just curious if that was just me or if that affected you guys as well. And Tatoh has the resources to click up to castle despite having to reposition his farms and go with Britain's scouts. And honestly, the scouts paid off for him. The problem is, Vivi has lots of map control. He's forcing lots of idle time, so his economy is stronger now. And Vivi, he will soon click up to castle, and he has more military. Oh, and he's coming with more villagers. More villagers to build another tower. He just wants to take more space away from Tatoh. And this is something that Tatoh cannot stop. I don't think he can afford to purchase another tower now, and he can't afford to fight this either. Well played from Vivi recognizing that. If they do change it forever, you'll get used to it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm a little bit embarrassed now, because I was like, yeah, Grim, my priorities are correct, because I'm casting Age. I wasn't sure what he was referencing, you know? Like, okay, maybe I forgot about something I said, and it made sense. Yeah, Tatoh, he did purchase. He had to purchase the stone there. And he lost the villager in the process and all of his scouts, actually. And Vivi, he can just build another tower. And again, Tatoh, he can't counter that. The only good thing for Tatoh is that he'll hit Castle Age first. But with that early Castle Age, what can he do? Skirmishers won't work. Vivi, he's going to add stables. And he's going to go knights. This stable's been denied, so Tatoh can't even go for his own knight or two. Vivi building another tower because he sees the gold there. Vivi, the last 2 games have been amazing from Vivi. This is exceptional play. The only thing I'll say is that Tatoh, as Vivi repairs his tower to be even more annoying, Tatoh probably should have gone for Man-at-Arms because he surrendered full map control with this strategy choice. Against Vivi, when regardless of the map he's going to go forward, it probably would be wise to go for Man-at-Arms yourself. Now this tower doesn't quite range those vills, but it's taking a lot of space away, and this is an area where if Vivi wants to, he could build a siege workshop or monastery, just basically hold this hill. And Tatoh building a TC, he will have this gold. Now knights can run right into the woodline from Tatoh. That's the big problem now. Oh, and a few camels being created by Vivi, okay. A batch of camels to go for Tatoh's knight, probably. And then he'll go into his own knights. What do you think, guys? Does Tatoh have a chance here? He's level on villagers. It's just that this is so incredibly awkward. As Britons, his ideal army comp would be crossbow. He doesn't have that yet. He does not have stone. He's had to purchase tons of stone. In fact, the price of stone is getting more and more expensive. It's 182 gold to purchase 100 stone. And maybe he can, if he can TC this side, TC here, maybe even on the hill, that would be good. What are you doing? Oh, I guess the villager can no longer stay in the tower, so it's just run out there. That villager's a goner. Tatsu needs a little space. Yeah, he definitely needs a little space. And nothing to see. Welcome back for 5 months, man. Will Spark, thank you for the prime. I'm sorry, I'm so focused on these games, guys. You know how it is. I miss the shoutouts by a couple minutes sometimes. Ruined Brain, thank you. Akai Strained, is that? I'm struggling to say that, man. He said, thanks for giving us a chill Friday stream. Did you used to play the original Age of Empires? Dude, I started with Age of Empires 2. Oh, yeah, this is the problem. These knights have all the defense upgrades as well. So many vills can die. Oh, this is a problem for Tatoh. Yeah, I played Age of Empires 2 first. I remember watching my brother play Age 2 and Age 1, but like now, since I started with Age 2, I have no interest in Age 1 whatsoever. It just doesn't seem like as good a game. Because I don't have any nostalgia for it. Well, I know Vivi. I know, since he can see everything, this is a very good situation for him. And Tatoh going to build a town center here. Vivi still has villagers. Could go for a siege workshop or something there. Now, Vivi has added economy at home, so Vivi, instead of staying with what I call a YOLO forward, he's just added 3 TCs because he's completely secured, so he's going to have a huge eco lead due to the fact that he doesn't have to purchase his resources and he doesn't have the idle time. These villagers could die here. I think they will die as Tatoh's... Whoa! That scares me every time. Oh, 2 conversions for Tatoh. That's big. Converts 2 knights with all those upgrades. We'll probably kill these villagers. Good job repairing the Maganel, Tatoh. Ruined Brain says, I thought it was about time I subbed, to be honest. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Glorious Malaya, the relics do show on the overlay, but nobody has any relics right now, so it's not there because it doesn't want to... The overlay creator didn't want to waste space, so the second someone collects a relic, it will show up on the overlay. I can promise you that. And hold on, I think there might be a hole somewhere here. Maybe between the house and the edge of the map. These 3 women, they were tired of work. They went off on a journey and now they're dead. It was for your own good. Oh no, they're running for it. Hey, just commit. Do something. Split them up. I don't know. Oh, Tatoh! Killing villagers on Vivi's woodline. Vivi not realizing this. Probably because he was trying to run away from the monks and trying to run away from the knights. Yeah, he is trying to kill the Maganel. At least they left their mark on the world. And Vivi has 69 villagers versus 67 of Tatoh. And Tatoh, again, he has the siege workshop. He has the Maganels. And he could start pushing this back. In fact, he's doing that now. Just 2 towers. And these buildings on the front for Vivi, that is it. That's not a lot. And this Maganel is dancing, but I can guarantee it's not happy. It can't even engage the towers that Tatoh has on the hill, because Tatoh has put archers in there. So the Maganel can't push that. Now Tatoh will lose his army now. That is expected, due to the fact that all these knights have +2 defense. But they're weakened, and Tatoh is... He has the gold, he has the wood still. And he's making his ideal unit comp. His ideal unit is the crossbow. I believe he got ballistics already as well. This could work out quite well for Tatoh. You know, with this stable as well, he could create 1 knight. If he creates a knight, he can pick off the enemy Maganels, and then there's really not much that Vivi can do. Because the range on these crossbows with ballistics, they can micro so well. And even versus the Maganels, if Tatoh wanted to, he can micro because he has 1 more range. Yep, and here comes the battering ram. Tato's done a fantastic job here. He deserves a lot of credit for how he's played this. He had to purchase all of his defensive towers, purchase all of the stone for his TCs. It's not easy. Now, Tato's monk could also play a huge role. If he gets conversion on the knight from Vivi, then the Maganel's a goner. Now, what is this? What is this from Vivi? A forward castle, of course it is. Now Tatoh, he has the hill advantage, he splits away from the Maganel, And he will kill the Mangonel. And Tatoh, he does see that castle. Oh man, this could be a doubt castle from Vivi. Oh no. The fat dragon. He's gonna try and wall out crossbows. And Tatoh deleting his knights so he doesn't give them to his opponent. And he's going to try and micro down every single villager here. Now, I guess he has the university, but hasn't clicked ballistics because he's missed a few shots. But yeah, he'll at least delay the castle for now. This tower's gone down. Both of these towers have gone down for Vivi. But I guess he'll just have enough time to finish the castle. Using his archers to kill the monk from Tatoh. And the knights killing villagers after the Mangonel. This is still a very close game. Vivi has good map control. Now, we saw what Vivi did in that other game with the Shotel Warriors. And this is Vivi's point of view. He knows that there's gold back here. He knows that Tatoh has the wood there as well. Tatoh's on the way to the Imperial Age. He cannot build a castle for trebuchets to take out this castle. He cannot go bombard cannons with this if he doesn't even get siege ram. So he can hold, but I feel like the best way for Tatoh to come back would be for counterattacks when he hits Imp, because with all that range, he can pick off so many vills. These are the quick walls, Grim. Those are the quick walls from the dead villagers. The Vivi's not doing anything there. The Vivi, he's gonna build another castle? Another castle! So we'll have two castles. Again, Tatoh, he can't kill these. Unless he purchases his own castle. Which I think he's trying to do at the moment. Again, buying stone. Now, Vivi sold stone, which affects the price of it, but it's still 200 gold for every 100 stone Tatoh needs. There we go. He will buy one. And he has to leave this wood line, go to this town center. And he'll also send some villagers into the back of his base. Now, Vivi is doing pretty much what he did the other time he was Ethiopians, is he not? Forward towers, into knights, into Mangonels, two castles now, and this time he has Tatoh stone. And the other game, which went, what was it, 90 minutes game time? It was such a long game. And the other game, Tatoh had his stone. The Tatoh, he has less villagers. He is ahead to Imp, though. We'll get the trebuchets a bit earlier than Vivi, but I think Vivi, with the stone he has, will be able to repair his castles and win the Treb War. Oh! And he flattens those vills underneath the TC. There wasn't enough room for them. And Tatoh now has the extra range in the Imperial Age. So 9 range versus 7 from the Mangonels. So I think if he pays attention, he can kill these Mangonels. And he's getting Arbalest. I mean, Tato's stone, while he could collect it, doesn't offer him all that much right now. He only has 50. It would take a while to collect more, so I think he's better off going on wood and gold. Oh, no, he has this stone here. Okay, see, that one's worth it. He's been there a while, so that, I guess that might have helped him a little bit. And yeah, this is where the counterattack is important. Tatoh has that strong early window and Imp with the extra range. He can kill these units, and here comes the counter. And this is just, oh, Vivi recognizing this, but recognizing it too late. This is just as Vivi's trying to build a defensive castle to secure its gold. Oh, this is good for Tatoh. This is very good for Tatoh. He couldn't stop the castle at his base, but he can stop this castle, deny this gold from Vivi. Gold that Vivi will need. He has this gold in the back, at least. He's almost finished with his main underneath that town center. The longest game I've ever seen, it was close to 6 hours in-game time, which is about 3 hours in real life. Now, that's casting. The longest game I've seen was on Blue Coffee's profile, when I was scouting him out the first time he wanted to play, and he had a 12-hour game time match, which is 6 hours real time. Yeah, just land nomad free-for-all where you run out of gold an hour in, and he played for 12 hours. That's Blue Coffee for you. I can tell you more about Blue Coffee and that whole conversation leading up to Regicide Rumble later, but we'll talk about this game here. Vivi again, if he loses his castles, which he will probably lose one, he can go with bombard cannons. Now this time around, Tatoh has a Civ, which can pick off bombard cannons quite easily due to his extra range. Vivi adding skirmishers. The skirmishers will trade decently here. They have They don't have the final defense upgrade, and they also don't have the hill, but that's not too bad in the end. That's an engagement Tatoh will win, though. You gotta cast that game? No way, man. I could tell you what happened in that game. Like, 3 or 4 people died. And then it's Lands Nomad, and it's free-for-all, and it's not diplomacy, so no one can trade. One person has maybe 2 relics. And then for 8 hours, they just spam Halbs, Skirms, and Light Cav, and Rams. That's literally it. It's just exhausting to even think about. Now, these golds here are so big for Vivi, and such a risk to be here as well. And Tato's still patrolling on the hill. I think he's expecting some army to come in from Vivi to pick this off, so he doesn't want to leave and run into that. Tatoh, he doesn't see this neutral gold. He also doesn't see this neutral gold. That's something that Vivi can see. So Vivi playing this whole game on map control, and he can see the extra gold. This is neck and neck. This is really close. Now, Vivi has the bombard cannons, and again, with the Britain range, 10 range on the Arbalest, 12 range on the bombard cannons, Tatoh can afford to get in close. And Tatoh trying to repair this castle, and so far so good. He needs to make sure that he finishes off the trebs, though, because he's running out of stone, and boom! It was very close, actually, but didn't end up picking it off. Now, adding Light Cav, while Britons don't have the best Light Cav, that's a great idea here. It makes perfect sense. Counter the skirmishers. And Tatoh loses his castle. And he could also lose the trebs here. Vivi keeping his trebs alive, killing one of Tato's. Will he kill 2 of Tato's as he micros down the Arbalest? Yes, he's gonna kill 2. Now, Tatoh created a knight by accident. I think he'll stick with Light Cav. Good couple minutes for Vivi. And Ethiopians, they get the free pikeman upgrade. That will help out versus the Light Cav. I think that Vivi is bringing this one back. And Vivi, he's going to... Oh, wow. Never mind. Wait, hold on. Can he kill it? Yeah, kill it, please. What? Okay, finish it off. Finish it off. There we go. He finally kills the treb. Tatoh got a few more swings out of that trebuchet. I feel like Tatoh will have to flank and sandwich Vivi in a big engagement if he wants to gain the upper hand. That way Vivi can't retreat away from Tato's range in the middle of the map. What Tatoh needed to do was counterattack, and because Vivi has most of his military forward, the problem is Tatoh, he's kind of in a position now where he can't afford to counter, because he'll slowly lose everything in his base. So his counter was not good enough, in all honesty, and so this is going to be trouble for him. He needs to abuse the fact that Vivi's military is forward, while somehow holding it home. And then, if you hit Vivi enough, if you do enough damage at Vivi's base, then Vivi will not have enough to maintain the push in the front. But, again, Tatoh, he's not really in a position where he can leave this area. He needs to stay, and that's a big problem. Meanwhile, Vivi has this neutral gold, his third gold. And he's also been cleaning up Tato's eco in the north, and Tatoh has his 1 relic up there. So this is looking very good for Vivi at the moment. Now, if you want to deal with the Light Cav from Britons, what you could do is just add your own Arbalest, and that's exactly what he's done. This bombard cannon is wedged in here, and that should die. Well done, Tatoh, once again to kill the gold units from Vivi. And well done, Tatoh, once again to get a favorable engagement, because the Light Cav aren't accompanied by too many Arbalests. But this gives Vivi a big opportunity to do what he loves to do with his show tells, and that is to hit eco. Hit this woodline, hit these farms. He can start hitting this area. The Britons are a very slow civilization because they rely on the Arbalests. And the Light Cav can raid, but I don't know. I don't know if he can catch Vivi off guard at home now. We'll see. Vivi pushing in more archer ranges. 166 pop versus 121. And Tatoh, of course, having to reposition his economy earlier. If he has to do that again, that's going to be so expensive. He'll need to add more farms, add more TCs. More archer ranges, more Arbalest, more skirmishers on the front. And here come the Light Cav from Tatoh. So this is what he needs to do. Vivi, I'd say he's a little bit greedy. Maybe expecting Tatoh to still be at home. He built the guard tower expecting archers earlier. But I feel like he could have built a few more towers, or maybe even waited for a castle. He didn't have to build this castle, for example. Maybe could have built that here, but it's hard to judge. He's still gonna send skirmishers this way, and he still has way more villagers, and he has more gold control. And another bombard cannon bites the dust due to Tato's trebuchets with that brand new castle. And Tato's at 85 villagers though, and oh, it's due to the fact the arbalests have squeezed in the backside. Pick off some more vills. Tatoh, he's slowly getting suffocated. Oh, Tatoh must have just found this. He just found this. And he's gonna town center right next to Vivi's town center. That's something Vivi sees as well. And Tatoh lost all of his arbalests. Arbalests, skirmishers. See, Britons, they really can't beat this. They would need their own arbalests and skirmishers. Like, they would have to have their own arbs and skirms. You can't use light cav because that won't work. And there's the GG. I think Tatoh realizes, yeah, I can't take this gold. Vivi's here. This is where his main base was. He had to leave this. He had to leave this. And Tato's at 90 population. And he also was losing the skirm engagement. He didn't have the numbers, so he would have lost even more. Well played, Vivi. This Vivi guy, I'm telling you, he's really good with map control. And he's so consistent with it, too. So he's good enough that everyone expects him to do that style, and he still wins. That's 3 unanswered victories now for Vivi. I left for lunch. Is Tatoh still over 2k6? So the first game he won, Wafflejaw, took him to 2k6. And then he's lost 3 games. So Vivi might even have more points than him now. Vivi with more eco. See, he went forward. He was aggressive. He denied resources from Tatoh and made him sweat a little bit. And then he added all that economy at home. He got all the gold control. And then Tatoh finally found an opportunity to push out. And Vivi, he was too strong for him. Yeah, we don't have the T90 Dragon anymore because we added the T90 Love emote. Which you can use, by the way, for Albinex. Albinex, thank you for the bits, man. But what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh, if you're a Prime member, you can use the Pock Charizard emote. It's Charizard, but it works. So Tato's finished. And Vivi wants to continue to play here. And Daniel, wow, he's 2.3k. This Daniel guy came out of nowhere over the last 6 months. And he's an American, so he's going to play Vivi. I've actually seen him beat Vivi once. This will be interesting. So we're switching up the opponent for Vivi. He will continue to play. He's on a roll now. I'll change the scoreboard up. So the answer to everyone asking, or who will soon ask, who is Vivi? He's a guy who's been playing a lot over the past few years. He's apparently from New York, but he's only recently gotten to this level. T90 versus Vivi. No, dude. I respect Vivi. I like Vivi a lot. I can appreciate him as a caster, but no one wants to play versus that style. No one does. Oh, that would be so tough, man. No, thank you. So I'm adding the T90 Dragon soon as a channel only emote with better TTV, but you gotta wait till I give an announcement on how all that will work for everybody. All right.